Welcome to the Rebel Love Show. We are a once-a-week broadcast from Manchester, New Hampshire, where we are pro-pots, pro-gun, and pro-coffee. You can find all of our content at rebelloveshow.com, where we are live streaming from our studio as well. I'm Mathias.
And I'm Shire Dude.
And today our guests are none other than Carlos Morales and Brett Fanatz of School Sucks and Libertarian Atheism, or
Libertarian-atheist.com.
There you go.
Okay, this is the first I'm hearing of that, Carlos. You're going to have to tell me, what is that? What's going on with that?
So the Libertarian Atheist podcast is a show that I'm doing with Calvin, who's also a member of the Free State Project right now. We discuss, of course, libertarianism and atheism, but also how they kind of intermix and interplay with one another to kind of broaden our scope on how to think about reality as a whole and the way that we think about religion and government.
Yeah.
And I just released a video like 2 days ago called You Are in a Cult. That was about 30 hours of editing for 7 minutes of video. Oh, yeah.
It was very Stefan Molyneux-esque of you.
No. The Stefan Molyneux would have just looked at the fucking camera and just said, your parents hit you.
No, Steph used to make videos.
Yeah,
like
he used to make videos like that.
Oh, the story of enslavement.
Story of enslavement.
Yeah.
It was very, it reminded me of that. And also reminded me of a Kokesh video where he was talking about like the history of the state in regards.
But
yeah,
Stefan and Kokesh, they both had like editing guys, right? They had like teams working with them, didn't they?
Well, Steph worked with this company called Think Twice News that was Osborne, and this other guy, John Shaw, the guy who made the movie Shatorum, about some people getting some kind of disease. They were the ones who did Story of Your Enslavement and The Sunset of the State.
See, I had Brett, though, for my video. Brett actually started helping to put up together some of the things I used for the song I put in the background was a song by Sigur Rós, which is an Icelandic band, and I actually used a cover. Pro tip, if you don't want to get caught for copyright on YouTube, use a cover of a song rather than the song itself.
Don't tell people the pro tips for free.
What are they going to send money to? They're going to send money to the AV Club, schoolsucksproject.com.
The problem is you didn't do that with us. We asked for like an advertisement. Remember, like this is.
I sent you an advertisement.
No, but that was copyrighted music in
it. Was over. That was the
song.
problem that we had because it was over a copyright.
What? No, I put it up 3 decibels though, and it was a discovery song. There's 3 decibels over though. Shouldn't have been a problem. I used the exact same song for True Objective podcast.
Really?
And I had no problem whatsoever.
God damn it, dude. We could have been using this. That could have been in a commercial, and we haven't been using that in the show because of this.
I checked my copyright privilege because on YouTube right now, I'm still only allowed to release 15-minute videos up until July 1st because I released 2 Penn and Teller videos and put ads over them. Dumb move. And they went ahead and took them down. The shittiest part was the fact they took down one of them. I forgot about the other one, and then they send me another penalty a week later. And like, well, you can't even do Google Plus Live or Google Hangouts.
Oh my god!
So I had to do all these conversions. It's been a fucking headache, but thankfully that'll be up in July.
So the other trick is, and this is how I did all my LRN bumpers, which used to play on YouTube. I would just take whatever music I wanted, put it into Audacity, and then change the pitch just like half a semitone, and then change the tempo like 1%. And the software, the detection software, will usually miss it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've used a lot of copyrighted music in my stuff that way. But when I started doing more video production, videos kind of like similar feel to the one Carlos put out, I was like using covers. That makes the most sense.
For your what was your most popular video? The American History.
The most popular video I ever made was called The American Way, I think, and it was about how America's like Nazi Germany. And I did all these. I talked about Nazi Germany, but then showed all these clips of stuff happening in America. And people went nuts. They were so mad at me.
It was so good. It was great. But the thing is, you actually used an Exhibit song for the whole thing. Did you just switch the pitch?
That was just a pitch change.
Yeah.
It was Paparazzi by Exhibit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which you decided to do after watching The Sopranos.
Which I decided to do after watching season 1, episode 5 of The Sopranos.
There's a lot of good things that come from
movies.
Sopranos.
Can be very inspiring. Watch movies, and then it will help you make videos. Not that you need inspiration, Shire Dude. We should be telling these directors to go watch Shire Dude.
I'm a huge movie buff. I mean, I get a lot of my stuff. I borrow a lot of things.
So what are your favorite? Like, who are your favorite filmmakers? Because your style is very kind of avant-garde, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about like using activist footage, like I'm really inspired by Garrett Ian. And his Aqua Keen parking force videos. I don't know if you guys have seen those.
No.
I am one of the 100 people who have seen some of them.
Yeah, very few people have seen those. Those and like, you know, the stuff Vermin Supreme does. Yeah.
Have you ever watched any movies by Frank Zappa?
I'm not sure.
Well,
Okay, you will know. As if I said that and you've seen one, you would know you've seen one. Watch Frank Zappa, 200 Motels. You will produce even crazier shit afterwards.
Yeah.
Like it's a perfect film, and it's very much in that kind of postmodernist kind of stuff. Frank Zappa is just the greatest musician of all time. So
He's very cool.
oh god, so good.
No, what about like more
Mainstream, like like Wes Anderson,
of course.
anything that he does. I really love the kind of like saturation and color that he uses in his movies.
He does, yeah. They do a lot of. That's all done. Like I would think that, like I think the old cinematographers from like the 70s would look at this and be like, "These fucks, they're doing all that in a lab. We used to do this with lights and knowing the right time of day,
films over your camera lenses and stuff."
Exactly. But yeah, they get that post processing look. I really like that, and it's really hard to do in your own video production unless you have like really really high quality source footage, which I don't ever have. Like you need a DSLR to be able to get that, and then you can do color curves. That's such a nice effect. Color curves.
What's your favorite Wes Anderson movie?
I watched Grand Budapest Hotel in the best way possible.
I'm guessing High. Is that where we're going here?
I watched it after having listened to the soundtrack for like months before I ever saw the movie.
Yeah.
So I was like already like kind of like connected with the music. And I was on shrooms the first time I watched it, and it was brilliant.
Yeah. I would also recommend. Have you ever seen Darjeeling Limited?
Yeah, great.
See, that was fucking phenomenal.
I love
Every
Rushmore.
single shot was perfect in it. Rushmore was good. I just honestly liked Darjeeling Limited more, but that's probably because my massive crush on Jason Schwartzman. Him and his Jewy nose. I just love it. I just wanted to like dip into my vagina. It would be absolutely delicious.
And every shot too in Grand Budapest Hotel was like they measured everything out with like a ruler exactly where it was supposed to be. It was like the most OCD cinematography. And it was beautiful.
Yeah, I got to see that. I still haven't even seen that movie.
Oh my gosh.
I would have loved to see it in the theater.
I haven't seen any of these.
His movies have gotten more and more Wes Anderson-y.
Yeah.
Like they've continued to cut down on the actual emotions that you feel. It's just more of an artistic exhibition.
I think that's something that happens with directors. Like once they get some approval, they start to, develop more of their own traits. They're more their own marks.
And
they can get away with
and
that
money
too, because they have the clout.
Well, like Bottle Rocket looked like it was done with $50.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was amazing. But I mean, that's all you could have done. Grand Budapest Hotel, you see, and you're like, wow, that must have cost you millions of dollars.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of my favorite filmmakers from back in the day was Kubrick, right? And if you look at his early work, it's much more like kind of, Hollywood in the 60s. And then they asked him to do Spartacus. And that was actually how he became a big deal. So then after doing Spartacus, he had that clout, like Rob said, he could start to do his own things like Dr. Strangelove or 2001. Like things that if he was just new, he's like, yeah, I got this movie called 2001. It's 3 hours. There's 16 minutes of talking in it. They would have been like, no, you
Get out of here, guy.
can't do that.
Yeah.
And you can't make Dr. Strangelove either. Are you fucking crazy? You took like a year after the Cuban Missile Crisis. No, thanks. So he did get a lot of, what's another word for clout? What's a synonym for clout?
Well, I know the government was
it.
really into him because they allowed him to fake the moon landing.
Yeah, they also.
So that's good.
That's a great project for a young filmmaker.
Yeah.
Fake a moon landing.
Faking the moon landing.
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen the video where it's a guy who talks about the faked moon landing from the perspective of a videographer?
It's
I
pretty
haven't.
damning.
I'd like to do a prediction though right now.
Yeah.
One of the most recent movies I saw was Interstellar. 2017, 2018. Man lands on Mars. Directed by Christopher Nolan.
They're making a movie called Martian right now that actually has Matt Damon in it, and he gets lost on a planet just like Interstellar, and then people have to go and get him. So they're not remaking movies.
They should have called it Mars Damon. No, best title.
More movie predictions when we come back.
The interest segments, we always end up talking about something I did not plan on talking about.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah.
You guys stream during the break?
Oh
Yeah, we're still live on.
Oh, okay.
YouTube.
They can
Hi, guys.
hear us. I'm gonna fix some other stuff on my screen before I
I don't know where the Jason
that's
Schwartzman's
Renee's
vagina
commercial in the
comment
back.
was from 2 different girls who told me they saw Jason Schwartzman's nose and thought I would love that in my vagina. And that was over the
It's
course
a
of
nose.
Nose has a lot to do with eating a girl out.
It's true.
You're not doing it right. I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, I am doing it right.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Your business may already be pre-approved.
How? How did? What is?
What's the secret then?
Well, you
with
just
the
kinda rub
nose?
it on the plate.
Gotta get in there to use a bit more force. You don't do it immediately though, because you got to get kind of soft. And
You don't go up and go like this,
snuggle puss,
like
No.
right away. Like, is this good? Am I doing this right? I like to keep my mouth free so I can talk about my technique with you.
You better wash your nose after doing that.
I already wiped this off.
Wait, how is that? How'd that
you gotta
technique
be,
go?
You gotta be
just-
careful with these mics.
This is a clit. This is, and it's very big, and
It's
so
a
this is
huge clitoris.
this was an easy one to
It's
find.
like a whole 3 inches wide.
Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
long. Wide.
And I just keep my mouth free so we can talk.
Nice.
Baby, I like to talk to you.
About your feelings.
Tell me about your day. Tell me about your problems. Tell me about what's bothering you at work.
Oh man,
Anyway,
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So
I think you should put that together, and that'll be your new Skull 6 episode. It's just the things in between Rebel Love Show.
I have one of those. I never put it out. I think I deleted it.
What was it?
Uh,
the
it
worst
was
shit
the
you
last
said?
time we were here. You were in particularly rare form during the breaks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Is that rare form now? Is that?
It was. Yeah.
It was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get very loosey goosey while I'm doing this show. It always feels good.
It
Get
does.
as
I want
loosey
to
as
do
you
a show
want.
like this.
Yeah.
Why don't you start a new show?
No, you've done the School Sex Live, which was a show like this.
Yeah, but you should just do
Especially
it.
the after show.
I should just do a new show.
Just do a new show. I want to bring that up on the. I already. That's actually in my show notes to bring that up to talk about on the show.
What?
You doing a new show?
You think I should? Do a new-
Absolutely. How many? How often? How long can you talk about the subject you're talking about?
Forever.
No, he talks
I
about
don't talk
different
about
stuff.
school at
Yeah,
all. I
I know.
talk about education.
He's
That's
doing
what it is.
it's a lot of really
yeah,
good series.
yeah.
right
I'm
now.
not saying that, but like,
So we did a show about health and fitness. Then we did a show about we did the Future of Freedom Roundtable with
Mhm.
Ernest Richard Grove and Ernie Hancock. And then
That was really good.
right now I'm doing a series about adverse childhood experiences.
That's okay.
That's the second and third part of it are still waters run deep.
Okay.
I get very personal. Things will be revealed.
Okay.
Oh.
Facebook, Twitter,
I'm gay.
Plus. Between the
I knew it.
You heard it here
I was
first,
wondering who was
folks.
touching me while
Not
I was
even-
asleep. I knew my
Not even-
butthole hurt for a
Yeah.
reason.
Not even straight at all.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not even.
No, see this he doesn't even know what a clitoris
I don't
looks
even
like.
know. Do they
This is
look like
actually
this?
this is actually just the head of a dick. He's just
Every time
snuggling
every
up
girl
right at
I've
the
been
head of
with,
the
I
dick.
just close my eyes as tight as I can and picture a room full of dicks
A room full of
and,
dicks.
and push my way through it.
That's how I always imagined I was going to push my way through
Right.
a room full of dicks.
No, they're really. I mean, I'm happy with what we've been doing lately. I can't remember the last time we talked about school. I wouldn't mind giving an update on the show. You know, if you
Probably
want.
last time we talked about school is when you were on my show talking about school.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't.
That's
I don't
cool.
even know what's going on
Awesome.
with these schools. Do they still have them? Are kids still going?
I think so.
Or we can just
My
you
show
know,
could be completely irrelevant by now, and I don't even know.
you can retitle your show 4 different times, like some people do. But then again, you actually have like people who like your show.
I need branding. I need merch. Keep saying that.
I
need a designer.
Talk to Davi.
Welcome back, guys, to the Rebel Love Show, and I kind of want to bring up, what's coming up next right here for us. 2 weeks. I can't wait. Pork Fest is coming up, but I'm at this point now where like I'm so excited about Pork Fest. Like we went yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago. Me and my old mistress, we went shopping. Like we are like balling it out at Pork Fest. We're gonna get like a 10-foot by 15-foot tent, almost like something huge. Like we got this huge tent, which is like 7 foot high. Like we got we like we got a inflatable mattress, like a queen size. We got a throw rug, pillows everywhere. and we are stocking up on all the necessities, including the drugs for PorkFest. So, like, I don't know about you guys, but what are your big plans for PorkFest? Like, what are you going to be doing? Or are you just going to wing it?
I'll go first. I'm going Friday night, staying off site with some friends. Getting up Saturday, doing a round table kind of thing. And then I'm going to be on Puking the Gang, and then I'm giving a keynote speech, and then I'm leaving.
That's it?
Yep.
Huh.
I'm going to traumatize children. That's my plan. So not by
Which
my
children?
fault.
All of them or
Not-
just some of them?
Not my fault. Okay. So they set me up originally for the speech to be at like Friday during the daytime. I was like, okay, that's great. And then they stated, you know what? That doesn't actually really match with the tent you're in. They did this a week ago. Like, oh, actually, we filled all the spots. I was like, really? Because you set me up 3 months ago. And then they go, you know what? We got you at Thursday at 9 a.m. Is the speech PG rated? I said, well, the name of my speech is called Rapists Are Everywhere. I go into rape statistics for 15 minutes, child molestation stats for about 25 minutes. I do about 10 minutes on child kidnapping. I don't know if that's PG rated. So I went ahead and gave the person a call. I'm not going to state who it was. And I stated, look, these are things I'm going to talk about. That's certainly not allowable for children. She said, well, do you curse? I talk about men forcibly inserting their penis into a woman's vagina. She's like, but do you curse? I was like, no, I do not say fuck. That I know of. It's not in the speech technically. And she just goes, okay, great. Thursday, 9 a.m. And it's in the big hall. What is it called? The
pavilion?
The pavilion. It's in the pavilion.
Well, that's cool.
So at least I'll videotape it so it looks like I spoke to a lot of people, when in fact it'll just be 5 hungover people trying to desperately get coffee and someone peeing in the background.
I said he should make it more kid friendly, right? So you get the floor nice and waxed, right? He takes off his shoes. He goes out with socks, right? He slides out across the floor. He goes, rape, right? And then he's got balloons.
Wait,
right?
I thought I was gonna have a cane so I can kind of twirl it and everything.
No, I don't. You don't want to go too far.
You
just
need
wanna
someone
make
dressed
it
up as
fun
like
for
a
the
mascot
kids.
too.
Rapist mascot?
Yeah,
Wait, can I have
rapist
sexual
panda.
harassment panda?
There you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
So then some balloons.
Always at the balloons.
Hand out candy to all the kids.
So the basic aspect is the majority of my speech is about breaking down how the rape epidemic, as it's known right now, is not an epidemic. That there's less rape occurring right now than pretty much any time we've known about.
Yeah.
That whole 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 statistic is completely bullshit. So I break down statistical accumulation and understanding is something that's kind of my background. So I kind of break down how all that's bullshit. And the fact of the matter is the chances of your kid being kidnapped by a stranger are 1 in 610,000, which is 3 times less than your kid getting hit by lightning. So generally, parents really shouldn't be that afraid of allowing their kids to play outside if it wasn't for the state.
You should compare that to how often someone gets killed by police.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I was actually going to do the
You get
CPS stats.
You
'cause
get
it
good
made-
hits for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's
People
fair.
love
Like,
cop blocks.
yeah, I do. I'm
Top
just trying to intermingle like all the ideas of, look, these are all the real dangers that are kind of out there, and the biggest one is the state. And the fact of the matter is, the more we are afraid of strangers that are not part of the state, that pushes the mechanisms forward for the state to destroy individuals' lives, because it removes locus control from you and your neighborhood and locus control of people around you, and pushes that towards this external arbitrator, monolithic agency that has a penchant for shooting black people.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
they build up the whole idea of be afraid of everyone, so they didn't come in and be the protectors and keep everyone safe.
Right.
Yeah.
And if fear doesn't work, let's just use aggression. I mean, I was talking to my dad the other day, and he was all mad at, I don't remember if it was black people or Mexicans, or it was black people. He was mad at black people because they're going crazy in these places where black people are getting shot. And I'm like, yeah, is it really? Are you really? It's just like everything is turning people again. They're even bringing back the old ones. The old feuds.
Yeah.
Gay versus straight, black versus white, men versus women, to divide people. Because if you can't get fear, like fear, they tried, right? Fear, they tried hard in 2001 through, the 10th anniversary of 9/11. I feel like they tried to sell fear the best they could. A lot of people didn't buy it. They didn't buy it like they thought they were going to buy it. I mean, they certainly bought it for the first week after 9/11, but then people just went back to their lives. And I think that hatred and these divisions, that's another powerful tool for expanding the power of the state.
Divide and conquer. I mean, it's an old statement, but it really is true. That is what they're kind of trying to get us
I
to.
saw this person out in the street the other day. He was wearing one of those cop shirts that said, I can breathe because I follow the law or something like that.
I would punch that guy
I don't
right in
like-
the dick.
No, in the throat, so he can't breathe.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm like, how are you even wearing that? Like, I can understand like some people saying, not being on the whole cop block side, not the whole, anti-police side, but like to be fully
pro-cop, yeah.
support killing someone over, a cigarette and like being supportive of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what drives that person to get to that point?
I don't know. There's anarcho-capitalists out there who will argue that it wasn't a victimless crime, that there was a victim. But some of those people also have bald heads that run cults.
Whoa.
So you gotta watch out for them.
Just got hot in here.
Yeah.
Getting hot in here. Talking
wait,
about
what-
all I knew.
Oh.
I am getting so hot. I have no integrity.
Wait, he came out and defended
You didn't fucking watch that?
No.
He came out and
I did not see
stated
this.
came
I
out and
haven't followed
stated
him,
that
like, over a
I
year.
believe it was Michael Brown. That was not a victimless crime because the shop owners had to pay their taxes. Therefore, they were following the law. And by him out competing them, by not paying his taxes, doing agorism, he was in fact initiating force upon the competitors, and that the choke that the cop did, that didn't actually cause him to die. No, it's because Michael Brown's a fat ass and he's a bad individual, and that's why he died.
Wow.
Jesus. Do people still listen to stuff on
Oh, a
that?
fuck ton. And in fact, this was fun. Colleen, a friend of mine, she was the one who kind of opened up the whole FDR as a cult thing. She used to be part of the inner circle. I mean, I was following Molyneux back in 2005, so I knew her from back then. She just posted on Facebook that she might be part of a documentary talking about a very specific cult on Showtime.
Oh.
They might be talking about
Whoa.
Steph on Showtime. And with
Wow.
that, folks, let's go to the break.
All right.
Whoa, that was good producing, Carlos.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty
So, yeah.
every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact.
But like, it wasn't.
Why the fuck would he be all for that?
Like,
at most-
What the fuck's wrong with him?
You
You gonna throw the chat in there?
Yeah.
You gonna throw the chat in there?
Years ago.
I don't have it set up. I'd have to set it up.
Not a big paperclip kind of guy.
You've just been doing it every episode.
Really
It's
shooting
typical
people.
thing.
Saturday From there, I went on doing
Oh.
the pre-state project.
Yeah.
becoming an
Never mind.
amplifier.
You just throw your
So,
curry at
really
him.
The reason why I am
There's a
is,
gas station owner.
because I know
Definitely
that if it
curry
wasn't
dweller.
before you guys-
But yeah, Molyneux, that whole thing might be on Showtime. I think it's
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting
Yeah.
on Free Talk Live.
I'd
in
have
front
to
of
hear what he
people
said.
looking for talk radio
me.
online.
It was me, Justin, Chase, and
You can
Shayla. We're all
join
watching this.
the
And we
AMP
kept
program for
we're
just
playing it,
$5
because we're all
a month.
fans.
amp.free.
Wait, you were in North Carolina when that happened?
That was during Christmas. See, I was down there. This is just again. This is
Are
just.
you
just
looking for an
I mean,
excuse to
just
come
this last
check out
Christmas.
new
I
music
went through there,
this fall?
and we
You're
kept replaying
invited
it.
to
We're like,
Keenvention.
he didn't just say that.
Keenvention is your
We played it
chance to
again.
meet dozens
He didn't
of
just say that.
liberty activists
And
from
then
across
someone, the
the
next
Shire.
call-in show,
You can
asked him about it
explore the
again,
beautiful little
and it was a
city of
guess.
Keene, discuss
Yeah.
race
Sounded
and
like
Remember when that video
activism with
first came
seasoned
out and it
veterans,
wasn't even
do
that
some
popular?
Robin Hooding.
Yeah.
and learn
Yeah,
about
like
the
it came back and
activism.
resurfaced after a while. Yeah.
Like,
If you missed it, visit keenvention.info for
Yeah, it was
video
kinda odd.
coverage
No,
of
he- and in
every
that video,
speaker
the
and
woman
panel.
lashes,
This
no,
year's
he's not
keynote
dead, he's
speeches
still-
and panels
still
will be
alive,
announced
he's
via the
breathing.
Keenvention
Like,
blog
it's a
and
very
Facebook.
long
So
video.
Well, no, he didn't
Yeah.
die until they got into the
Join
ambulance.
old and
He
new
went into
friends
asthmatic
neighbors
shock.
in Keene for
And
Keenvention
then he
this
died, and he had a heart
October
attack.
30th through November 1st.
Have you guys
So-
seen the,
Tickets are
It was
available
shock.
now at a special
Basically,
early bird
it
price of
triggered a
just
shock.
$50
So
via
Jasmine's
credit
trying
card
to
or
get caught up.
have you guys seen the two
PayPal.
videos that have
Price
surfaced
only
lately
lasts
with cop
through June,
brutality?
so
It's been all over my
stop
Facebook.
I'm not fucking watching that
I-
shit anymore. I'm
I
done.
tried to not ever watch them,
done,
but sometimes,
dude.
sometimes I
I
click
don't
on 'em.
watch. I don't watch videos of foster kids dying in foster care. It's like I know it's happening. I don't need to watch this.
I think people are
If there was a place that liberty-minded people had been elected to political positions,
No, it's now part of hip hop all star culture.
would you move there?
Hip hop
That's
all
true.
star.
Do
Do you see the Walmart video? The two women fighting, and then the kid, 6-year-old kid, starts punching one of the women.
No.
It's fucked up. It's hip hop all star. Those hip hop all star videos are the best.
Now that you've found the Liberty
It is
Union
fucked up
book
though,
at
because now it's
LRN.FM,
becoming more like,
you may want to help
let's all
expose
videotape this
our
instead of
great
anyone
programs.
doing
To assist you
anything.
in doing so, you'll
Yeah.
find resources
Although
at
trying to
remote.lrn.fm,
separate a fight is generally a really stupid idea.
including details
Like
on how to get
trying to even
first sticker,
separate
quarter
a
page
guy hitting a
flyers you
woman.
print out and distribute.
A lot of times the
For your
woman will
website,
start
as
yelling
well
at
as
you
files that will allow you to make
for being a bad
custom
person.
banners
Right.
and graphics.
Because it's that
Visit
that's an
remote.lrn.fm
uncomfortable topic.
and help bring
But
new
yeah, I mean,
listeners
it's
to the
fucked up.
Liberty
A lot of
Union
times
Network.
it's penetrated
That's
at both, and then a lot of domestic violence. The woman is hitting the man just as much as the man.
Cato University is the Cato Institute's premier education.
Hey, Rebel Mistress, do you want to wave hello to the viewers?
26th to the 31st at the Cato Institute's
Amy,
state-of-the-art
wave.
headquarters
There you go.
in Washington, D.C. This annual program brings together outstanding faculty and participants from across the country and often from around the globe, with everyone
T-Nation did
sharing
the best
commitment
takedown
to
of
liberty
Planet Fitness.
and learning. Cato University
Planet Fitness is a
genuine
big purple
community.
colored
You can
adult.
freely
really
share
wanna see us
People
do-
afraid to go to an
concerns,
actual gym.
ideas,
Yeah.
questions, and more
We need to
in
do
an
more,
atmosphere of friendship
we
and
need to get the
personal
film
respect.
stuff
Because you're
to the
elite.
green
One-of-a-kind
screen.
program
We need to
for
get that
people who
done.
don't stop
Yeah,
thinking
no,
about
that's been the
school. It's for
plan.
people who don't
Well, I
want
got the
politicians
Bluetooth
or
monopod.
bureaucrats or
You got the
officials to do
wide
their
angle
thinking
lens.
for them. It's for people who value
Renee has a
liberty.
convertible.
You'll learn,
Mhm.
We
you'll
can make some
inspire,
magic
you'll
happen.
make new friends,
Yeah.
you'll meet
I want to go out and
around
make sure you
the
guys are
world.
doing it
All
right.
of it.
Absolutely, dude. We'll make a trip of it.
Cato.org.
How much more time we got?
I don't know, 2 minutes? I don't know. I don't have a show clock yet.
You should get a fucking show clock.
I
still,
know.
man.
I was gonna actually label it all on my computer, but I'm too lazy / too busy. More too busy than too lazy. I put the minimum on. All right, welcome back to the Rebel Love Show, and Carlos and Brett, I got a question for you. You guys are rooming together, all right? Right?
Yes.
That's cool to talk about? If not
Sure,
too
why
late.
not?
Anywho, so you guys have a new studio, and I'm dying to know who's christened it first.
With what?
Well, what do you think?
Oh, neither.
Not
As far as I know,
No.
Oh,
I have a room,
yeah, but it's a studio.
but I have a room.
Like it's boring after a while.
No, the room's fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I figured you have a studio. Why not use it?
Well, we do use it. I produce a very popular podcast in there and try not to get cum on anything. You know, it's like my donors would be mad. Like a lot of that stuff people bought for us off the Amazon wish list.
Oh.
A carpenter built me that table. Like a lot of love has gone into that project. And I understand that, you know, like sex is, you know, loving, but you know, having people give you stuff and then coming on it.
Who said he had to come on it?
Well, what else do you do?
I think you don't really own it until you
Yeah, you got-
ejaculate a little bit onto something. You
What
don't
are we,
really own
cats?
that object. I'm
This
pretty
isn't
sure.
right.
it's human nature.
Human nature to come on things. I'm never hanging out here. I'm fucking disgusted. This place is gross.
Hands up, hands up, don't come.
I'm seriously triggered right now, guys.
Oh, your privilege is triggered my privilege, and it's
Oh, man.
we're lost at this point.
Yeah, I know. We're just living our lives, man. We're just living our lives.
What would happen if I brought one of those lights in here right now? Just become everywhere. And then suddenly I would turn to Brett's face and suddenly just close.
Oh, no!
Now I know what you're doing with your semen.
Yeah. Oh, the black light is what you're talking about.
Yes.
I actually have some black light bulbs that we could bring in here.
Don't.
Please
Don't.
don't.
Not right now.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
You're gonna find that my shirt is completely made of 100% semen.
So
It's just all been caked perfectly together. I put it
Yeah.
in the freezer. You got a little bit of molasses and Nutella. You got a shirt. You're good to go.
so you guys have both
Pro
been
tip.
in the studio. Where would you picture somebody having sex in there?
In your studio?
Yeah.
On the table.
Oh, on yeah.
It seems
on
pretty
the
sturdy.
table.
it's
yeah.
not sturdy enough.
There's
No.
no, it needs to be screwed
Yeah.
in.
I'd definitely worry about breaking that thing.
Yeah, well,
I'm
you
like
wouldn't
200 pounds alone.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't get on it. You would
Yeah.
put
Bend
them-
over- bend-
you
yeah.
put a girl at the edge of it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty forceful. I mean, I deadlift. You know,
Yeah.
you got to pound that shit hard. And I'm a little bit worried about, what I would do to the table.
Right.
Anyway,
You're more
can
worried
we
about the
please
table.
switch topics?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys kept it going. I was
Well,
going to go to something else.
but I just want to say no one is allowed to have sex on the table.
All right.
What if
You
you
didn't even
did?
need to tell me that. I
So
just
sex
assumed.
is off the
Because I
table.
respect your private
Sex is
property.
off the table.
Sex
for you
is
guys.
off the table.
Yeah.
Damn.
No
That's
fucking.
a
on the table.
prerequisite in the studio.
Yeah.
Okay. So
In other news,
Yeah.
ISIS.
God,
ISIS. I'm
Um,
apparently a senior ISIS advisor, but that's
That's really good. So, did you know that there was a press release that recently came out stating that ISIS was using motives and manipulation similar to how NPR gathers money? Like that was like a real news story in the Washington Post.
They were doing like telethons where
Yeah.
they cut off all their regular programming and just
They
like
just start beheading people. Like every single time you do not give us money, I will kill Abdul. And then they just keep cutting off people's heads.
what are they cutting them with? What do you got?
What are those shears?
sheer
Well, like
shears, like sheep shears.
no, yeah, exactly. I think you can chop a head off. With one of those.
Hedge clippers?
Clippers.
Oh man.
What hedges are they clipping in the Middle East?
You know they
There's no
have
bushes.
farming there, right?
Oh yeah, there's
There's
sure.
like it's not just sand.
Okay.
You know that's where all the spices come from.
I thought that's like India.
Same thing.
Oh gosh.
Oh my.
So what do you got, Rob?
All right, so Shire Dude.
You know, we were gonna bring
Yeah.
up. We were talking about Porkfest a second ago, and we were
I
gonna
know,
go through our weeks.
I
and
know, that's what
actually
you
talk
wanted to
about
do.
what's happening.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah. Well, I was going to go with your video ideas, but we do that too.
So are you guys okay? So generally, people don't really care about any of the speakers there. 'Cause
no,
a lot
I'm
of
not
people
going to
don't
any
introduce-
of the talks.
Are you
really.
actually excited about anyone who knows coming?
That's going there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's two people I'm really excited about that I'm going to see there. One is Murdoch Biscotti. He's one of the big open carry activists down in Texas. He's going to be we're rooming it together, a hotel and also a campsite. It's his first Pork Fest. I've known him for like 3 years.
Very cool.
So I'm really excited to see him, hang out with him, and talk to him forever. Another friend of mine, Sterling from Arkansas or Texas as well. I've been talking to him for like 3 or 4 years online. He's finally making it to Pork Fest for the first time as well. So it's both their first Pork Fest. So like that's actually who I'm excited to see. I don't care about any of the presenters whatsoever, except for the show that we're doing twice. And then there's a poly party that Shire Dude and Cecilia organized, which I'm excited about. But that's about it.
So as far as speakers are concerned, the one person I would kind of recommend seeing, friend of mine, Stefan Kinsella. He's a patent attorney who's against IP. And I actually I've been talking to him for the last couple of weeks, and he didn't even mention he's going to Pork Fest. He's like, "You think you're going to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm 3 hours away. It's a Libertarian Party." So Stefan Kinsella, he's going to be speaking on Friday. If you want to know anything about IP, he is like a great speaker to go watch.
Yeah, he's like the IP guy.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny too because I was kind of talking to him and I was stating, "Hey, I got accepted to this Masters of Education program, everything else," and he goes, "Do you think your anti-state stuff is going to hurt you?" And I was like, "Man, I don't think so." He goes, "Well, it hasn't hurt me. I just thought." Well, it's because you're rich and brilliant. Like that's why it doesn't hurt you because you're not very replaceable in what you do, and that's a big part of job security. Is don't be easily replaceable.
Absolutely,
and that's what a lot of people don't realize whenever they think about, oh, I'm only getting paid $8 to $10 an hour. It's because literally anyone else could do your job.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing there is just kind of replaceability.
What about you, Brett? Is there anything you're looking forward to besides your talks or whatever you're doing?
Not even looking forward to that.
Are you? Why are you like so not gun
It's
ho?
just not my. It's not my
your
kind of
scene?
event. No.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's not.
I mean, it was years ago, but I mean, you know,
things have changed.
sad.
I'm
But-
yeah, and I'm,
Well, what Porkfest number is this for you anyway?
this will be 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6.
Okay. Yeah, this will be my third.
Yeah,
This is my second.
Yeah, I first went to Porkfest when I was still living in Texas. I was fucking blown away by how beautiful Lancaster was. I'd never
Absolutely.
seen anything like that before.
Yeah, the
I was
White
just-
Mountains just blow you away.
Yeah, and then the drugs,
Of course.
and just how everyone. And then I had to get comfortable with guns. Even though I'm from Texas, there's this like overblown idea that everybody just has guns. It's not true. Everybody's not open carrying. A lot of people have guns, but they keep them in their house. But I was just blown away by all the guns, and then I was bothered because it was being mixed with alcohol. And alcohol is the only drug that I'm really uncomfortable with a lot amount of people doing at one time, just because compared to PCP, crystal meth, and almost every other drug we know, we have seen more psychotic outbursts with alcohol than any one of those other drugs and violent outbursts.
And this is actually what Steph said to me, Stefan Molyneux. We talked, this was when you could talk to him, you know?
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah. He said to me, did that make you uncomfortable, you know, to see all those guns with, he's like, you know, it's just weird for me. And I said, yeah, you know, it is a little weird. There's something about it that's just a little weird.
Yeah. I mean, I'm comfortable with it now because I also know that a lot of these people at least have some kind of respect for gun safety.
Yeah.
Although some people don't. And I'll talk to some gun owner people who will, you know, just kind of play around with their gun in front of people with bullets in it.
Yeah.
And it's just, this kills people. It can. We know it can. So gun safety should kind of play a part into that.
Yeah. And here I come. And I hate to be the rain cloud, but here I come. And the quality of the event, I think, has just deteriorated over the last few years.
Like, it's become more drug fueled.
Yeah. And
so take that as you will. Like, maybe you want that, and that's completely fine.
What's wrong with that?
If that's the kind of thing that you want, that's if you want that kind of party thing, that's great.
Yeah.
It's just last year compared to say the year before that, I noticed a lot more people who had no idea what the fuck Porkfest was.
Yeah.
And literally just said, well, I knew I could do drugs here. I was like, well, I guess that's a thing because it's close to you. It's closer than the Burning Man, but I don't know.
Maybe it's getting too big.
Apparently they're trying to clamp down on that by raising up prices and not allowing one-day passes, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'm still excited.
Oh, yeah. Mecca for the Muslims.
I'm Daryl.
Like the first time they go, this is
And
awesome. And then after the sixth time, they're like, okay, I get it.
Yes.
Pray at the wall.
Right. I want to
Yeah.
I had more fun at Porkfest than I had at Burning Man. For me at least, because the culture was just nicer.
Yeah. Like I'm looking forward just to hanging out for a week doing drugs and chilling out.
Yeah, I think the culture is still way better than Burning Man.
Yeah.
Burning Man, yeah, they got the whole like anti-trading.
Yeah, which is bullshit. That actually doesn't happen. I brought 100 weed cookies with me, and I just used that as trade for the entire time, which was kind of cool. But yeah, but after a while though, I was just kind of like, God, these people are so fucking narcissistic, bullshit, pseudo spiritual enlightenment thing going on. With a mix of crystal chakras and guys trying to desperately get laid, it just kind of got sad. I have not seen that be a big thing though with libertarians. That was one of the things that was really nice about moving here versus Asheville, which was so much of that bullshit spiritual stuff. In New Hampshire, I just wasn't getting that.
Well, yeah, here, I mean, you just join the Shire Dude Church, and you know, you take the tomato sacrament, and that's all you really need to do as far as religion and spirituality goes. After you consume the tomato and its juices.
Yes. But occasionally people then throw away the Shire Dude for about 3 gold coins and then have them crucified.
Yes. I heard that might be a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, can we come back with that?
A lot of weight since that video. Come back with what?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It's also a terrible angle.
Yeah.
But that's because we were kind of she was on the upper end of like a slope.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually right after we were leaving the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to talk about
let's
it.
just not talk about it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, do we have at least a minute? Do I have enough time to go grab a drink?
Yeah, go ahead. If it's within the show, then it's within the show. Don't worry about it. Go get liquored up. Good. I want you to be wasted on the show.
Father, do you not sense the dread of autumn's looming song danced and trembling?
Your new show.
1, 2, 1, The poets later added, woo, woo,
You can't put it
woo.
down, or we were going to talk about pork fest. I don't know. I don't know. No worries.
Look like limes. An entree is apparently the kind you squeeze lime over, and employees finally get that break room bath stuff they want.
This is the Onion News Network.
The 3 most important things you can do for
So
LRN.
fucking bad.
Yeah, you need a show clock.
I'll get to it. Every time I hear the Onion, I think that's it.
Networking profile. 2, buy the things
Well-
you buy online.
So
or
it's
shop
just,
dot
I don't mean to
LRN.
project
3,
my
give $5 a month to
state
the AMP
of
program at
mind onto
amp.lrn.fm.
website.
You likely buy
No, I
all
hear you.
kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online
No,
retailer.
no problem.
You can get what you need at the same great price.
I plan to live it up as much as I can at Pork Fest this year.
Do it.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna come in at like Thursday, and I was like, fuck that.
Then this free ebook may save your life.
I'm going there the whole week.
If your guy
I'll be there Sunday to Sunday.
snitches and
Yeah,
forgers
no, I'm
from
showing up
friends,
Tuesday this time. I showed up early. I showed up Sunday last year, and like none of the food was set up yet, and I wasn't prepared for that.
Oh, I rock my own food.
Yeah.
No.
I think this time around I'm gonna bring a lot of
You
my
go
own
out
food
to you
too.
go out to get food in Lancaster the first Sunday. By Monday, there's places there's vendors already open.
I know, but then you're
I'm about
paying.
to spend $45,000 on school, so I'm kind of saving money right
All
now.
right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Can of beans. Welcome back. Welcome back
Yeah, there you go,
to the
missed it.
Rebel Love Show. Gosh, this bitch ass motherfucker's muting me over here.
That was unmuted, man. I'm trying to keep it good on the
This is
on
where
the
I
breaks.
get up and leave the studio. Oh man!
But make sure you bring your backpack with you because it's going to be really awkward if you have to come
If
back.
I have to come
in
back and grab
to
the
your
backpack
backpack.
or the can of Coke.
You know, there's someone in the studio who's there for that.
For what?
For what?
Right.
Weren't you there for
Brett was
Mark
there.
Edge's?
Oh, Mark's
blow up.
Intro,
Yeah.
famous
I
hand.
mean,
You know,
this is so long
It's
ago.
always
now.
this is you know what bothers me about this? It's always called Mark's blow up, Mark's meltdown. Why wasn't it called Ian's instigation?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's never called that.
It's
See, I didn't listen to the whole show. I just got the clip.
Well,
Like, what did
Oh,
Ian
that's a
do?
problem. You need context.
Yeah, see, and you will see me just like I'm sitting in a chair like this, and you will see me just like a turtle going into its shell.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting again.
I got so small, I just felt my body like compacting into a little ball because I didn't know what was it. Like I didn't know if it was serious at first, and then
they
See-
faked it before.
Yeah.
They faked fights before on that show.
I thought they were faking the whole time. I was like, oh, this makes for really interesting radio, like how they don't get along. I thought it was fake, and they were like best friends. You know.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Actually, that's kind of a problem that I feel Rob and I are running into.
We're
is
very
that
alike.
We're way too similar, and we agree on pretty much the entire spectrum.
So you got to have people on like me who don't agree with you on something.
Yeah.
What do you disagree with us on?
Well, we're all stoked for Pork Fest for one thing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Brett's kind of like
We have very different
"Oh."
lifestyles. I'm kind of a clean kind of clean in the sense of like substances.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's a
All right.
teetotaler.
I'm a
That's fine.
teetotaler.
Yeah.
And can't get into this poly thing. And I figured out what it
Yeah.
is. You
What
know
is
what it is?
What is it?
Hmm.
Well, it's a lot of things that I think are more psychological and emotional for me, but it's condoms. I cannot imagine having every time I have sex wearing a condom. It is the worst. If a girl says, I'm sorry, like if you've had enough sex that was safe but without condoms, meaning you're with a partner that you trust, you are comfortable dealing with any kind of unforeseen situation that might come up, like she gets pregnant or something else, you feel like you could deal with those two things together. That is like if when someone says like, all right, get a condom, I would be like, all right, well, why don't we just watch a movie?
Yeah, but they tell us to wear coats to come up here for Liberty, New Hampshire.
But I'm saying if you're in this kind of poly community and you have multiple partners, you have to be safe because you could have, what do you guys call the tree?
The Eskimo family tree. You guys are both on it.
I don't know. Well,
I'm sorry, Carlos.
I don't know
That's
how.
kind of a given anyways, but
I don't know how I'm on it.
Well, anyways,
But anyway, so but you think about you could be crossing swords with a couple dozen people, and I just don't. I want to find somebody that I trust, that I'm comfortable with, and I want to have no condom.
Whoa!
Whoa, jeez! Oh my gosh!
All right,
The studio is falling apart.
The studio is collapsing upon your disgusting, deceitful ways that you've spoken about polyamory. See, this is what happens, dude. You do not suddenly the forces of the
rebel
poly world will be crushing you, bitch ass motherfucker.
you never disgrace Polly in this studio. It is vengeful. It will attack you.
But you guys can't understand like where I'm coming from here. Like.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hate condoms. Yeah.
Yeah, condoms suck. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
they're
that.
terrible.
So why are we putting something on us that suck? Like I would just rather find a way around that. And
what a lot of poly people do is they actually go get tested and then show their partner the results.
I'm doubting that many people do that.
Yeah, I mean, you do that or you just wear condoms the entire time. You go get tested or you wear,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the solutions that we have. I mean,
So is that the only thing holding you back? Is
no, there's a lot of probably like psychological and emotional aspects to it. Like I really just feel like I think we talked about this before when you guys were at our place.
Yeah.
I've been with a person and I didn't feel like I had anything to give anybody else. And that's like, if you can have that kind of situation, I mean, I've been in those situations twice in my life, so I believe that they're real. And, that just seems like the way to go for me. I didn't think either of us felt like we would want to be with anybody else,
I don't know. I view it for me like I love being poly. I get to embrace multiple loves at the same time.
It's just important to not do monogamous shaming, which poly people love.
No. I hear what you're saying.
They love it. I remember seeing Lauren Rumpler, and man, I fucking cried laughing. She was doing one of her poly talks, whatever. It was like a poly panel, and she goes, "Well, you see, some people they're just not mature enough for polyamory." And I looked back and I was looking at Jason Osborne. I was like, "Yep, see, Lauren Rumpler over there, she has way more maturity than you. With all your money and your wonderful family, all the love that you guys share together, and the wonderful life you have. She's way better. Like that kind of bullshit." Whenever people do that shaming thing, it's fucking insane. It's so annoying.
It's to each his own. No, I have no problem with people being mono. Like, why would I? That's their life. That's what they're living. Why would I care about that?
Yeah. So it's good. Yeah. And you keep the judgment out of things is good.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
some people want to, and there's this term that got, someone told me called solo poly. I was like, that's just called casual sex while dating.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy terms.
Yeah, like whenever they're saying solo poly, I was like, you mean you're dating and you're not telling other people?
Well,
okay.
I would date somebody. I would sleep with somebody. No, would I? I could see myself sleeping with somebody who was poly, but I just don't have any. I mean,
that's called a poly mixed relationship.
Yeah.
If you watch Shire Dude episode 10, you know.
But there's no attachment. But there'd be no attachment.
So it's just sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd be like their play partner.
Yeah.
It's someone you're fucking. Why are we using play partner? Stop with the added grammar. We don't need to do this.
Now there's something about that though. That's like if I was in let's just say hypothetically, I'm in a poly relationship and I have a long time primary partner. Is that what it's called?
Sure.
How does it feel when they go or she goes and says, "Oh, I'm gonna just fuck this other guy for fun"? It's just strange. Oops, sorry. That was your fault. It's just strange to me. Like I just don't know how I would deal with that.
Well, there's a word for the feeling that I would feel in that situation called compersion, where you actually feel happy for that person, that they're actually like seeking, some sort of fulfillment, and it doesn't necessarily negate, me and what I'm bringing to our relationship. It's just something extra that she's looking for.
So you've been in that situation?
Yeah. I'm in a poly relationship right now. So, and she's got another boyfriend.
Yeah.
And when they hang out, that's cool. And she's actually dating a third guy right now too.
Yeah.
She's getting around. But yeah, it's I love it. I love that she's able to have fun like that. And call me lazy, but I really like being a part-time boyfriend. I love it. I love not having to to try to. I guess I can't. I feel like I can be a little more lazy with the relationship, to be honest.
So that's just not for me. I
Like,
don't
that's
know.
not
I'm the
for
same
you.
way.
Like, there's no amount that they can talk you into you being okay with fucking your girlfriend, and that's okay. And we had an hour-long discussion, I think, last time, where they were basically trying to talk you into being okay with someone fucking your girlfriend. And it's just not for you. No, let's break it down for what it
Poly
is.
is not like the
It's
whole.
someone
It's like a
fucking your girlfriend.
It's not a pyramid scheme or some sort where like we're trying.
No,
we're just
no,
trying
it
to
is.
convince
It's
everyone so we can have
totally
sex with their
Bring your
girlfriends.
girlfriend.
Yeah,
Bring your girlfriend.
Poly so we can have sex with them.
It's
Yeah.
totally a pyramid scheme. It's just three penises lining it up.
Don't you want your girlfriend to be happy? Bring her over. It's gonna be fun.
Well, that's when it becomes like cults, for instance. It doesn't become a cult until one guy is fucking everyone's wives.
Yep.
That's at the moment it becomes a cult.
So who's the guy going to end up fucking everyone's wives? Is it going to be Rob Mathias?
No.
I like my cults to be down to like 2 or 3. Just two.
Yeah.
Two's good.
Who's going to be the
That's
guy?
hardly a cult. I mean, how many people do you
No.
need for it to be
See,
a cult?
we have a matriarch in the Free State Project. The women are the ones in power.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
that is
That's
very true.
100%.
I agree with that.
And
absolutely.
Yeah.
We've had a few swinging vagina leaders of the Free State Project in the past. Do we need to drop their names?
Nope.
No.
No, absolutely not.
But here's the thing.
But it has
They're
been
aware
occurring.
of their market value.
Yeah, no, this is exactly like Robert Heinlein, the moon is the hearth's mistress. There's a scarcity of females, and as a result, you have to change up the way the relationships are going to work out in order to make sure everyone is happy.
I think in the future, the market's going to respond, and women are going to realize how much sway they can have in the Free State Project, and they're going to flock here.
Maybe
Let's hope so.
Maybe a certain kind of woman. I don't know.
Because more men need some dates here.
Let's go to the free market.
What if the key to it?
So yeah,
This is the long break, kids.
I think.
Oh, this is the long break.
Yeah, this is a long break.
I think that was a fine explanation, right?
Yeah, you did a fine job there.
Alice, you were kind of disappearing. Can you move more towards Brett?
Yeah, sure.
In your
The
seat?
successes are piling up and are proving the Free
Yeah.
State Project is a real
There we
thing
go.
and no
Yeah,
longer
Madison's
You're
Madison's
good.
actually saying.
In fact, I got a really
so
nice-
you guys get treated as a
Consider
couple
Tina.
now. Like
Tina's
whenever Brett
famous
goes
for
somewhere and then
civil
Carlos goes
disobedience
somewhere, I
and
was like, no, that's just
non-cooperation.
for the
And there's
rebel.
plenty of
Definitely have a
demonstrations and
romance,
vigils
though.
to outreach.
I think it's
There's a lot
almost
going on in
like I have
Keene.
bromance
Keene
with
is
him,
the
I don't
Liberty Media capital
I got a
of the
nice-
world.
I don't know.
Television,
I can see
talk
it.
But not
radio,
close-ups,
and
don't
more.
worry.
Yeah, he's the dominant.
Yeah.
You're his
I'm his sub. Is really what's
Wouldn't that be funny?
I'd have to really bend with my hairy ass.
No, that's it. I'm turned off now. You almost talked me into it. I didn't know there was going to be butt hair.
I don't really. There's no hair in the butt cheeks. I have a very clean back. It's very strange. No hair in the back. All clean up there. And then with this whole area, you just gotta keep it trimmed. You don't want a jungle down there.
You know,
have to keep trimmed.
I
You
do.
don't need an afro in your dick.
I do. No, I
Plus,
do.
It makes your dick look bigger. You know.
A little bit. Well, no.
No, I get dense with the hair. Like it gets long. No, I shave this shit down. I'm like, that is a good sausage.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's
Oh,
happening?
I-
at Liberty
I don't
Network
straight up
delivered in the
completely
way
shit.
you
No,
prefer.
I'm not going to be
You can
editing
sign up
ridiculous.
for
That's-
email
what do we
and
need to do?
updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can
No,
stay in the loop by
tiny
joining
is
our
my hair
Facebook
can get
profile at
Yeah.
facebook.lrn.fm.
Here's the
or
score
follow
with
us
that
at
one.
Twitter at
If you do that, if you do that kind of
It's all
trimming,
free. So sign up now
you are
at
going to get the
updates.lrn.fm
appearance
for
of more
news updates
length,
delivered to your email
but you are
box,
going to
facebook.lrn.fm to follow our
the
Facebook page,
perception
and
of
twitter.lrn.fm
a
to
little
receive
bit.
our
So it's a
tweets.
trade-off. So
Oh, that's a fascinating.
So you say to your partner, now this is tough if you're poly because you can't just you can't like shave and then glue hair back on and shave and glue hair back on. So you got to get everybody on the same page about this. Do you want a longer look or a wider look? And then they kind of direct you what to do. I've been with so many girls who were like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like, why wouldn't?
Are you talking about whenever you stick in the butthole and they were asleep?
No. Like, why do you? I remember this one girl I was with.
Do you
years
shave
ago.
completely?
No,
Okay, good.
no. I just like.
Because I would have been uncomfortable with that.
you be uncomfortable with him shaving his balls?
No, I wouldn't do that. I mean,
The blade.
no. What it
He would trim though.
I
Have you ever
trimmed to it
shaved
too.
another man, Rob?
I basically
Have you ever
I
shaved
trim
another
my
man?
dick the exact
Have I
same
ever
way I
shaved
trim my
another
face.
man?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
Yes, really.
It's a great bond. It's a great bonding experience.
shaved
I've had
another
other
man's what?
Anything.
Anything at all.
Yeah.
What parts of a man have you shaved?
I've shaved a man's back before
Now, see, this is the problem.
because he couldn't reach it.
Now, yeah, exactly. I've gotten older, right? Now, I think I'm getting smarter. I think I've got a couple years of getting better looking before it starts to take a turn. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm much better looking now than I was 10 years ago.
Absolutely. Right now, I'm in my prime from where I was 10 years.
Yeah. How old are
Yes.
you?
31.
31?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought we were about the same. It's hard to tell when somebody has a beard. You don't look old, but you just could be 37. You could be my age, but you could be 31. You are 31.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The glasses and the beard, I mean, those are two things that would make a man look older.
This makes the glasses make
Take
me
the
look
glasses
older.
Now you look younger.
Wait, hold on.
No, I look older.
He looks older.
I look younger with
Do that again for the
glasses.
camera here.
Oh.
yeah.
Do that again for the camera.
He also
Younger,
looks a lot
older?
more Persian without his glasses on.
I look more Persian without.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Way more Persian.
I don't know what Persian looks like. I just
I
picture
do
the movie
know.
300.
Rug
It looks like that.
Yeah.
Rug salesman, right?
There are a lot of people that believe that was Persian here for a long time.
You are Persian.
Okay.
It's true because I am.
Shadow on Brett right now.
Suspected of being terrorist.
Awesome.
Let's see.
Has anyone
that.
said anything interesting about me, or am I just the odd man out as always? Fred is always.
No,
the-
someone was talking about you earlier. I think it was Newbie 66.
Signature strikes target and kill people based on data.
Yeah, I think you said like the wrong name earlier.
Thank you. I fucked up. It was Eric Gardner. I'm gonna repeat that whenever we get on the show. I need to fix that. I built that. Now I need to destroy it.
Okay, go
Like
ahead.
the Fountainhead.
Yeah.
That was relevant 50 years ago.
Well, that book is that old.
Yeah.
Older.
And she wrote the. Did you see the Fountainhead, the black and white one? It's really good. I mean, her values are
Yeah,
fucked
we got
up,
a
but
few minutes.
What
They
fact?
also take
We got like another 2
oh,
or 3
if
minutes.
I decide to build to design a building and they don't do it exactly how I like, I'm allowed to blow it up.
Call Robertson Roberts today. For
Sure, why not?
The whole thing was an intellectual property thing.
Forward-thinking approach to new technologies.
That's true.
850-478.
And it
Jeffrey
kind of-
Tucker had a great conversation with me. He goes, "Oh, I described the Fountainhead to someone. I don't like the building. I'm gonna blow it up." I just don't know.
I don't go for that.
Sometimes I just like to rub my nipples in this kind of exquisite fashion after eating a Big Mac burger. And then I drink it down with at least 8 gallons of whiskey. And then I smoke out of my vaporizer. Just kidding. I'm going to go smoke another pack of cigarettes while I dip.
Is this Jeffrey Tucker?
Carlos's Jeffrey Tucker is more cool than mine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to go. Come here, little boy. I'm just kidding. Jeffrey Tucker is not a pedophile.
I have this evil Jeffrey Tucker character
Uh-huh.
that I like, and I really, it doesn't have a venue. It doesn't have any
I'm
place to
leaking.
go.
Is
You're
there
leaking?
Paper towel.
No.
Yeah.
I think
When
my
this is a family show.
shit leaked. Sorry, guys.
You did knock it down pretty hard on the table.
Yeah.
I thought that was the apple of vaporizers.
There's this little rubber stopper at the top, and it's gotten loose. I need to get a new one. And what it does is prevents leaking. And so I can go to the store and get like one for $1, but I got to go to Hooksit. I've just been too lazy.
Something about me wants ice cream.
That sounds good.
Because ice cream is always delicious. Did you know that eating ice cream burns calories? Because your body has to get used to the fact that it's getting something cold in it.
Our periods at the same time.
Your body has to get used to the fact that
Already
you
are.
hate it.
Well, no, essentially, right? So that's why like ice baths cause a lot of weight loss.
So the same would be true for ice cream.
It actually is the same for ice cream. It's still not enough to really make up for it, but it's something. And oh my god, especially like Hannaford's has really good ice cream. Weirdly enough, they have this peanut butter cup chocolate explosion ice cream.
God damn it! Now I'm gonna get it ice cream.
It's so good. Is there anything open right now though?
I've gotten ice cream like 2 days in a row.
Not for
Across the
Don't
street,
ice cream.
the convenience
Never
store.
ice cream you
Like
want.
3 times. It's been like 3 times this
no
week.
ice cream at all.
We got ice
Outside
cream
of
last
gas
Thursday
station ice
night.
cream.
They have-
And they're not gonna have your
Frozen
shit.
yogurt. I know.
Now all I want to talk about on the show is ice cream.
God, I love ice cream.
Can we just talk about our favorite flavors of ice
I ha-
cream? The entire next segment.
I haven't eaten meat in 2 weeks. Howdy, Peanut Gallery.
Welcome back
you
to
for
the Rebel
watching.
Love Show at Peanut Gallery. All right, Shire Dude, you got a trial next week.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
happening.
That's a thing. that's something we're doing. Or you're doing.
Yeah, Tuesday. So it's before it's in the afternoon before the next show we're doing. So if I don't show up for the show, then something terribly wrong has happened.
You'll be abducted by the state.
Can I
cages.
like do a co-host thing for Shire Dude in case he's not here?
The
You can
emergency
jump
co-host.
on
Can I be the emergency co-host?
emergency co-host.
Yeah, I would love to be the emergency co-host. But we need at least one other person.
Well, yeah, Anne's gonna jump on too.
And
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
So we
because
add
really-
you.
so like whenever I got when my atheist group in college went away, when I left college, they replaced me with 4 different people
Wow.
because there wasn't one of them that had charisma on the 4.
Well, that
So
sounds
they
very-
thought if they multiplied them all, it would
Yeah.
work. It doesn't. It does not at all. If your group is completely run off a charismatic leader, it always fails.
Wow.
If the person ever leaves.
So, but what you're trying to say is that you should never be a leader.
No, I'm fine as leader. But Shire Dude, no one can replace that man.
So
Now with his brain, you have this weird like amalgamation of different ideas, thoughts, and way the words that you put together on top of video editing. I mean, you're just a beautiful man.
aw,
I love you, Andrew.
this
Such a
is
good man.
This is a great moment for both of us right now.
Yes.
He got really up close and personal with you in the last Shire Dude episode.
That's true.
He did. He got a little weird.
Something just was triggered in my mind there.
You're triggered?
Well, you said you called him Shire Dude, but then you called him Andrew shortly after.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Oh
And
yeah.
it reminded me of something that happened when I was on another show a couple weeks ago. Would you guys be interested in getting into a podcast feud with another podcast?
Depends on the feud, but if it means more clicks, then sure.
Okay.
Is this like a forced feud? Like we're gonna plan a fight with someone?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
We're actually going to war with a show called Gnostic Media right now. It's going to be great.
That's a real. That is not planned.
That's a real feud in that you're really mad at them.
They're really mad at.
They're really mad at me. They say
Jesus Christ.
we talk about this. We've talked a lot in the past about on my show about this thing called nonviolent communication, which is just like trying to connect with people like more empathetically, making some of the things that are meta talk in conversations more explicit. You know, so people can kind of connect better. And they say it's mind control, and that we're all doing mind control.
And they were part
Wow.
of. No, not only that though, and that all of nonviolent communication has ties to MK Ultra. No,
You got the
every single
documents?
time you say MK Ultra, you have to say it just like that because it's as insane as it sounds.
But then somebody in the background has to kind of like whisper it as an echo. So try it again.
MK Ultra.
That was great. That was great.
So you always have to put it together like that. But I mean, that is the general idea. And Gnostic Media, I will state, overall good podcast.
A lot of good research.
Look, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to go into this very much, like how conspiracy theorists.
We got to
kinda
get to
work.
their.
I went down.
Sure, yeah,
like,
but
I went down a conspiracy theory route before I got
So
to
here's-
this plane of existence.
The best way to do conspiracy theories is you have one thing over here, and you have another thing over here, and then you tie them together and you call it the NWO. And you can do that with anything.
Yeah.
Goldfish, Malcolm X, old goldfish, therefore NWO. You can kind of attach anything together. That's basically how conspiracy theories work, right?
conspiracy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to be doing a thing.
You love conspiracy theories.
I
though.
do. I'm going to do that twice more, and then I'll stop. Then it will be old.
I'll give
MK
conspiracy
Ultra.
theories credit. At least they're entertaining sometimes. They're grandiose. They're over the top.
You know, Jeff Berwick just had a guy on his fucking show talk about the Flat Earth Society.
What?
He had a flat earther go on his fucking show. That's how down the wormhole Jeff Berwick has went recently. Speaking of feuds, let's start one with Jeff Berwick. Although he has enough money to be able to send Mexican ninjas to kill me.
I will kill them.
Probably.
There's another I will kill them.
Why do the ninjas have to be Mexican?
You've activated another one of my impressions. I go from evil Jeffrey Tucker, which happened during the break, to regular Jeff Berwick. Everything will be fine.
Is that
once we
more
take care of our enemies?
Is that more evil or less evil?
Oh, definitely. No, he's the classic cartoon bad guy.
Yeah, he's a supervillain.
No, if Inspector Gadget,
yeah.
like he just needs to have a cat right there and a claw.
Yeah.
He just is the Mr. Claw.
He's not as bad as evil Jeffrey Tucker. Evil Jeffrey Tucker is evil.
Yeah.
Do you want a sample of that?
Yeah,
Go for it.
You know, I could almost say that World War II was worth it. If you think about how fabulous the Nazis looked.
They really did.
Now, would Jeffrey Tucker ever say anything like that? No. But he's been in the ballpark a couple times. There's just he's a sweet man. He's and he's like obviously very interesting, and he's a great. He's an inspirational figure.
Absolutely.
I think, and he's always like, I never talked to Jeffrey Tucker and walked away saying, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." I always feel better after I'm done talking to Jeffrey Tucker. But like sometimes he kind of just like teeters on this edge of things that I find offensive. Like encouraging people to smoke or talking about how eating at McDonald's is good. Like I can't go for that.
He first time I ever met him, I talked. First thing he said was, "You should really look up a thing I wrote about manners and customs. You should kind of try to follow those a bit more." Because I made some comment about eating shit to Stefan Mom while I was talking to him. And the second thing he said was, "I've really been trying to talk my daughter into smoking because when you're young, you have nothing to lose and you look cool."
Well, manners are good. Smoking is not.
Smoking is not. It's overall not a very
So
good
that's
thing
the game that Jeffrey Tucker plays with you, right? He's like, you should have manners. Yeah. Manners are great,
Smoke.
Children should smoke.
What? At least he's not being a cult leader.
Oh, you had me at the manners, and then you talked about the people
No, he's an involuntary
An involuntary cult leader.
cult leader. Well, people are now wearing bow ties, and bow ties are fucking retarded.
I'm not going to jump on the.
I'm
tie
against
band.
ties completely.
I love
They're
ties.
just a way to choke out people. Like, no, every single this comes from the judo background or something, but every single time I see it, I think of the tie, just either choking them or grabbing and punch them in the face. That's why the NP is important for
That
me.
could be more of a problem with you than ties, Carlos.
To be fair, the NP was a really good thing for me. I think Michael Dean actually talked about this. We were talking about something about Damon at Liberty Forum. The crazy
Damon
Mars
Damon.
Yeah. And he talked about me on the Fiend podcast. he just goes, there's some guys out there, I'm not going to name them, who are the kind of people who, accept the NEP on a logical level, but inside always want to punch people in the face. And that's kind of me. Like, I have that violent undertone inside me all the time.
So what you're trying to say, you're coming out of the brutalist closet? On the
No, because I accept the non-aggression principle and I do not use violence. Plus, I don't think the non-aggression principle is in and of itself the most important thing possible. There's a don't be a Richard principle, which is equally as important. Don't be a dick to people so that you won't be ostracized as a whole.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I attempt to do the best I can on all those. But the fact of the matter is that I boxed and did fighting for like 8 years of my life. Like, that's still a part of me that I kind of try to slightly battle on a constant basis. And that's why I did tell Damon in front of his face while he was talking shit that I really wish the NEP wasn't a thing because I'd love to beat your ass right now. Now, I didn't do it, but that was certainly kind of hitting me in the back of the head.
And I remember I said to somebody at the event, I said these people were behaving like they wanted to get their ass beat.
Yep.
And the person I said it to,
everyone there.
I think it might have been Ian, or maybe it wasn't Ian. I did say that to Ian. Maybe Ian didn't have this reaction, but it was kind of like, whoa. Like, yeah, sometimes I do think about beating someone's ass.
And with the Ashley character, that would have been a hate crime. They're trans.
Yeah.
I'd have been totally fucked.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you would have seen it in the Union Leader hate crime at Liberty Forum.
Well, that's what I thought they were there to do.
Yeah.
I thought they were like progressive activists or something trying to get like libertarians to punch them. Like that's what it seemed like they were trying to do.
It was so fucking insane.
That was trippy, the fact that these people came all the way across the continent, not to go to Liberty Forum, but just to troll people in real life. Like the internet wasn't good enough for them.
Well, I mean,
and then they disappeared.
No, they did. Well, they did it in Seattle to Free Domain Radio people.
Yeah, I know. They
DamonDocs.com.
Yeah.
Worms.
Meow. Sure. I'm gonna go look up Mars Damon on IMDb.
Are you tired of governments murdering
the
people
nappy
around
damned
the
in
world?
that car,
Stop
right, babe?
using their
Madison
money.
wasn't just
There is
watching all
an
of it.
alternative.
Okay.
Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency.
And mixed some of that Andre with whiskey.
Andre and whiskey. I'm out of coffee.
Stop doing it. You have an incredible.
But I was like, I should cut this whiskey.
Hey, is there any?
Use it. Spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at weusecoins.com. That's weusecoins.com.
Oh, it's flat as fuck. But I thought it would still be cleaner than the ice cream. I was like, I bet you no one's ever cleaned that ice cream.
The
You cleaned
government
it?
has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns and tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so
why we can't have nice
because
things.
it
Okay,
provides them
so
with
next
cushy
I'm doing.
jobs
Please wear that.
and a chance.
It's really hot in here,
I
dude.
know.
Why is that fan? The fan's off.
No, no, I don't know what. Yeah, turn the fan back on.
I don't think the fan.
Okay. Okay. How do I look, folks? Let me
Let me turn the camera on you.
In front.
Can you get closer to Brett too? Again, you're migrating away from him like you don't like him or something.
Wait. I can't do the headphones plus at the same time.
This is your new profile picture right now. We got focus. There we go.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. You gotta get it sideways though, so you can run the whole rep.
Wait, hey, hold up,
Oh,
hold
yeah,
up.
let me get in the back.
Yeah.
Wait, can you move that cup? That cup is destroying the frame. Thank you. All right, I'm trying to do some Instagram gold right now. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Shoulders back, stomach tucked in.
You got it.
Now she's taking a bad photo. She's going too low. Oh man.
But you know it when you see it.
No, you don't.
Don't tread on me.
She knows a lot of tricks, let me tell you.
No, okay. I'm a pro lighting person.
You
I
never.
know how to do that.
Helping you give the finger to our monetary system of
People can say things about my videos. They cannot say the lighting was bad. They can simply state that I sound like William Shatner.
You don't sound anything like William
I've gotten
Shatner.
that fucking critique multiple times. Sometimes whenever I'm on teleprompter, it's like, but rather than trying to figure out why you would attempt to do that,
Now I have to go back and watch one of your videos.
you would actually have to do it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, what are you doing?
So I went ahead and I just renamed my podcast and kept all the RSS feed, and I'm going to see what the response is. Because I had a bunch of Christian conservatives listening to my show, so it should be fun.
I put in a Facebook request like 8 months ago to change the name of the like page to get the end of public education
Serving you faster than the Fed prints money.
taken out.
The 3
It's a
most
bad
important
tagline.
things you can do for LRN.FM are 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month.
Oh, we got to talk about
It's my firm
the school sucks.
I didn't really even talk about my trial. We just said there was a trial.
Yeah, there's
Sorry,
a trial.
guys. I really took it off tangent. I hope
That's
the
fine.
show's still going okay.
And then we always go off a tangent. We always
Talking
go
about
off
the school
tangent.
sucks. What you said?
A super fan like Brandon the Shire Dude.
Oh, and the feud.
What feud?
The feud that I want to start. between
Oh, we're
your show
puking the
and-
gang.
Right, we got to get back to that.
Our feud with puking the gang?
Yeah, we're
It's already a feud going.
We're gonna start it.
Well, everyone has a feud with Nick because he's a dick.
Yeah. Oh, it's Nick, but now he's after Shire Dude.
Oh yeah, he talks shit.
Yeah.
He didn't explain why.
I'll explain it.
When he was in the studio, they were here
Wait, he
back
talked
in
shit about-
January.
Where was it?
He was on Peak of the Gang, and he said something bad about you, but he didn't quite.
But it
explain
wasn't bad.
No, he was more kidding.
but it might be enough fuel to start a fire.
I don't know. Well, I gotta hear what this was.
Welcome back to the Rebel Love Show, which has now become a furry anarchist edition, thanks to the one and only Carlos Morales here. So Shire Dude, you have a trial, right? Is that a thing?
We didn't even really go into it. I mean, I did. If you go to the Shire Dude YouTube, there's a video up that explains the entire thing. Very short version is I got 3 parking tickets. I'm pleading NOLO in order to get in front of a judge, and then I'm going to ask the judge to donate the money from those tickets to local charity Shire Sharing. And if he accepts and he does do it, then I win. I get my way. And if he doesn't do it, then I win because I have a story about a terrible judge who won't donate to charity and wants to keep all the money for the city of Manchester. Yeah.
So I want to be there filming. I want to have a.
Either way, it's going to be entertaining. I haven't talked to you about this yet, but I might as well right now.
Sure, why not?
Well, I want to set you up with a tripod, obviously, because it's a court. It might take a while. And then I have a thing, like an extra clamp thing that I can use to put my phone on the tripod next to your camcorder.
To live stream it,
all professional style. Yeah, to live stream the whole thing.
Okay.
So you'll be able to watch it live, through the usual channel at shiredude.com. It should be fun. I want people to show up with shirts that say "Free Shire Dude" and mushroom beanies and stuff. I mean, I haven't really planned that much.
I don't think that's going to happen in a week.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I would like people to show up. I actually got a bunch of RSVPs on the Facebook event page that I made, and I didn't really invite anyone. I just kind of put up the event page, and people kind of invited themselves. And
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll be there filming. It's weird because all I have to do is print up a press pass, and that gives me some sort of higher than thou ability to hit a button on a camera and record what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have that piece of paper on me showing that I'm quote unquote press, then I wouldn't be able to hit a button on a camera.
Right.
But somehow that gives me some sort of legitimacy in a courtroom.
On really bigger news, let's talk about this feud.
Yeah, feud.
Okay, yeah. So wait, yeah. What did he say about me? What's going on with that?
So I was on the
Define your
show.
terms.
I was on the show a couple weeks ago, and you are all familiar with Puke and the Gang.
Yeah, I've been on there before.
Nick Ryder says something snide about Shire Dude, and I was like, "What is your issue?" He called you. This is what he said. He said, "Shire Dude is the worst dude."
What?
And I said, "Are you out of your mind?" I said, "He was just at my house last week. I love Shire Dude." And then he said, "Okay, I'm school sucks dude."
What?
And
What does that even mean?
I don't know. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't know at the time. I was like, okay, your school sucks dude. And he's like, would you be okay with that if I was just school sucks dude? After you built school sucks and I just came and called myself school sucks dude? It's like, yeah, that would be okay. I'd be kind of flattered.
Wow.
So he's
mad at the name Shire.
His position was that you were new, and in what I'm assuming was a great amount of enthusiasm and hope for the future, you picked this name Shire Dude.
Yeah.
But Nick doesn't always get other people.
Does he get anyone?
He doesn't have mirror neurons.
He is either very scared or he knows something that nobody else knows. Like the date of the end of the world. These are the two vibes I get from him. Like either he's just terrified of everybody or he knows something.
I think he's serious. Okay, no, let's not do that live.
But I think
right
he's
now.
very sweet. I think he's a very sweet man, and I think he's very funny. And I don't think he meant any harm by it. I think he was just kind of doing a bit because on Puke and the Gang, you pick on people.
Yeah.
Right? So this is enough, though. Even if Nick wasn't serious, because Nick is never really, I think he always knows what he's doing. I don't think he's ever really serious. But this is fuel to start a fire.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this.
To go to war.
I might have to retaliate with a video.
Okay. Just make sure it's only about Nick.
Oh my goodness. Do you know how much footage there is of him on his YouTube channel, Glorious Coconut?
I didn't know he even had a YouTube channel.
His YouTube channel is awesome. And he makes silly videos. So he's a natural Not that your videos are silly, but they're light, you know, they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
So two guys making fun videos.
Maybe that's his problem originally.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming in on his turf.
You're coming on his turf. Now he has a video where he goes he does like a split screen where one is his face like looking straight ahead and the other one is the camera tracking around a Monopoly board where he says every space on the Monopoly board from memory. It's a phenomenal video.
That's really weird.
Right. So the competition is stiff.
Hot calling the kettle black there.
So you make season 2 of Shire Dude, season 2.
Is there gonna be
episode 1?
Oh yeah.
Nick Ryder.
Episode 1. I just come back strong with that. Yeah.
You could. It's not like Pig and the Gang is small. They actually have a good amount of listeners, more than you'd think.
No, I've actually been when I was on there, I got messaged by one of their fans saying like, you know,
they have loyal fans.
Yeah,
they have very weirdly loyal fans who are illiterate,
sending sausages and dollar bills in the mail. I love it. Now I love all those guys. I mean, Andrew and Puke especially. More than Nick, but
and you love the Nick.
Yeah, but I like Nick too. I think they're all really good guys, and but that doesn't mean you can't have a fake podcast war.
Now things you shouldn't do are make fun of the fact that he enjoys eating paper towels.
What? He enjoys eating paper towels.
Another thing you shouldn't do is name the episode Nick Ryder with an I instead of a Y, and then have a bunch of footage that he has on his YouTube channel that you could download of him riding a go-kart when he was 13.
Why would he post
and,
that?
and you definitely shouldn't call the episode The Nick Rider. The Nick Rider. Like Knight Rider, and then you have the music from Knight Rider. But it's a 13-year-old Nick riding a go-kart.
Wow. That's a great, I mean, just
Hold
a standalone
and throw.
Yeah, just a standalone clip. I think that's actually, we might actually make that video at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a message job. It's like, yeah.
We need to find a clip of him eating tomatoes.
And at the end of the show,
yeah.
At the end of the show, you rename yourself Nick Ryder, dude.
Nick Ryder, dude. Oh man.
I can't.
I have so many ideas at this point. You know, it's really funny because I've actually never heard of Nick Ryder until now.
He is a treasure. He is an asset to that show. He is
you
very,
missed
very
them
funny.
when they were here. You missed them by like all of
Yeah,
them by like 10 minutes.
They did like a whole.
Yeah,
it
there's
was in
like
the
bonus
studio.
content that we did. Well, I did with Puke and Game was on their channel, but I
had to
put it
work
up
or
anyways.
something, and so I totally missed them.
And what's interesting is that they purposely kind of dump down their intelligence on the show. At least Puke does.
They're all smart.
Yeah, I had Puke on like a serious show that he did, and suddenly it was like, oh wow, you're like a really intelligent person who's a fucking veteran of war, and you don't quite get that whenever you're hearing their show because it's just kind of silly and everything else. But
Yeah.
it's kind of their shtick. That's what they do, and people have different shticks for whatever it is they do. I wanted to make myself sillier on whatever podcast I've done, but I find I only do that on other people's shows because when I have to be in control by myself, then I have to script everything and put everything together because I'm just kind of worried that something's going to go
Being
wrong.
on camera alone sucks. Just by yourself, it's terrible.
And you could be silly on this show whenever you
I'm wearing a
want,
unicorn
please.
hat right now.
I know.
So
I know.
really,
You're rocking it too.
I decided I wasn't going to say anything serious during this break part. This is my
Don't
spirit
ever say
animal.
anything serious on this show ever again.
Okay, I'm on it.
Why did you move to the Shire?
Fuck yeah, podcast war.
Podcast war. Nick Ryder, I'm coming for you. Nick Ryder. What was that? That'd be great. I could do a Nick Ryder mockumentary where we're. Oh man.
Well, you could trump Pedro's episode, although I love Pedro's thing.
Pedro. I could have done so much more with that. That's the thing about the Shire Dude episodes is a lot of those clips, those small clips, you could make into like entire.
What I think
entire
he
thing.
should do is like some sort of director's cut and make it just a movie where it takes all the episodes and cuts them down to just the good, like, you know, a director's cut and make it one length film.
I thought about that for a little while,
Did
making
you,
like a.
Did you see Brett's series on John Taylor Gatto?
No.
He did it was 6-part.
Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at
10 part, all like 10
shiresociety.com.
minutes
That's
each.
shiresociety.com.
15 parts. He made an entire documentary.
Hmm.
It's one of the best fucking things I've ever seen. And he put it all together. You should just watch it. Just gonna throw it out there. Like if you want to see like what you can do with YouTube, like that right there for me. I showed that to 2 different girls I was dating. I was like, oh yeah, do you want to know about Brett? Here. And then I showed them that, and they were just like, oh. I was like, so whatever.
You're like, my vagina is soaked. So let's get to it.
Yeah, I think I was naked in bed both times. I was showing them.
Strangely with the boner. Not when the video started.
You know, this bromance, like I'm starting to understand why it's in existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's one way.
You're his sub. I get that. I understand.
One way.
You guys played the dynamic well.
Yeah, we do.
Documentary by Free State
Let's-
Project Early
let's start
Access.
talking.
Watch it free.
The one way bromance.
No. It's like a Dom sub thing.
Yeah, totally straight faced.
Yeah, just be honest. Just be honest.
He can do straight face better than I
Straight
can.
face and make up the most fucking things. Give me a topic.
Oh.
Slow moving and non-thinking.
The
day in the life.
Already practiced.
Freedom Scouts
All
training.
right, you got to do in the mic though.
His escape.
Okay.
All right.
Read reviews on Amazon or read chapter
Wow.
1 at
What the fuck is this?
What is what?
The coffee grounds?
Yeah.
That's a Renee cake. Whenever Renee's over here, she chain smokes. So that's for her cigarette
Is there any
butts.
cigarettes here?
What?
Any cigarettes in this house? Check out
No.
my fucking cigarettes.
There's pot and there's vape
Oh, I don't need.
and there's liquor.
I've had enough liquor. The only time I've ever been drunk on a podcast, I sounded so fucking desperate that I decided I was never going to do it again. Like I was wasted. I was on Peak of the Gang, and I listened to it for 5 minutes, and I thought, and what's funny was Brett was trying to get the microphone away from me. I was like, no, I'm good with the microphone. And then I heard it, and I was like, that's why he's trying to get the microphone away from me.
I
I
care
sounded
about
like
you.
a fucking retard. Like it was so sad. I talked about a girl shaving my back hair, like the whole thing.
Well, you shave your back?
Yeah, that's the thing I was saying. I'm getting older. You know, I feel like
I don't. Girls.
Yeah, you have them shave your back.
I didn't ask for it. She just goes, "You have a weird long hair on your back."
Oh, it was just like one. That's different. I'm
No,
thinking
no,
like
I
it's
don't
a
go
full.
For, no. Like my chest hair, like that's full and luxurious.
Yeah.
But oh, my pearl snaps. That's the best part of the pearl snaps. All my shirts are pearl snaps. I can just do that. Yeah, I just rock it like that. And then my jeans are also all buttoned. We do that. Flips my dick straight out. So you got to have style with however decide you're going to show yourself. This is coming from a guy who had more than a few dick pics on Facebook before they had the censorship block immediately. Yeah.
You put your own dick on
No,
Facebook.
it was other people. I used to be the kind of guy in college who just pulled his dick out inappropriately at parties.
So that went out on to.
Oh no!
I missed that one. Yeah, I gotta get a show clock, people. I'll get that eventually. But it makes for good radio.
When you don't have a show clock, you get a show cock.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, seriously, who runs around the house peeing with a boner? Do you know how uncomfortable that makes other people?
People listen to this show.
I think someone listens to this. I don't know.
I'm definitely not releasing this on any channel that I have.
No, absolutely
I've
not.
completely decided. Once I drop the P. Anyway, all right.
So
back to serious things.
Yeah, seriousness.
Wait, you never explained, Brett. Can we backtrack
Absolutely.
a bit? The feud with the people who have a problem with nonviolent communication.
They just attacked us, and it's a lot to get into. I mean, we're talking about a Facebook thread that would take hours to read. It's longer than books.
Wow.
You know, and there was a lot kind of behind the attack, like. It's not so cut and dry, but and people can anybody who's in the School Sucks group can go and read the thread if they want.
What's interesting is the fact that it is not a bunch of comments from like normal people who speak only in caps, that kind of normal thing.
Yeah,
it's people who we're talking about, I mean, academic level individuals having these kind of discussions, kind of tinged with this really ad hominem kind of just attacking that's going on top of it. And it's kind of sad because there are, so within libertarianism and with all these fields, you only have a small percentage who are people that you would legitimately, a lot of people would respect and listen to. You know, libertarianism, there's going to be more than others because there's going to be at least people being who you would agree with. So it's kind of sad whenever you have really intelligent people who are having this huge cognitive dissonance whenever it comes to these things. And especially when it comes to Jan Irvin, who is a guy I respect a lot, who has a show that a shit ton of people listen to, coming out and just stating some really explicit things towards very decent, very smart individuals. So
what's the crux of the issue?
That they try to trace the development of nonviolent communication back to neuro-linguistic programming, which is kind of a manipulation technique. And then they say that anybody who's using NVC, this is like the super short reductive version of the story. Anybody who's using NVC, nonviolent communication, is using NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. So they are basically, they're using manipulation tactics knowingly.
So what's interesting is I slightly agree that some people who use nonviolent communication are manipulating individuals in the way they want them to think. So a lot of what's going on in nonviolent communication is reframing of the conversation to understand the other person's needs. So you can use it that way, which is great. So you can kind of figure out what's actually going on. You can also reframe the conversation so that you change the context, changing the grammar so that they think the way that you're thinking by recontextualizing the entire discussion, which is prone to manipulation. But anything can be used as a manipulative tool, whether that is an ad hominem argument, whether that's using something like neurolinguistic programming or nonviolent communication. This is really inside baseball stuff, so I'm not sure how much some of these people are going to be knowing about this. But any of those tools can be used by specific people, and that's kind of a problem. Like, I can use libertarianism to justify I should be allowed to hit my kids because I own them. You can make that argument. You know, you can use this argument with anything. I am an atheist.
Libertarians have made that argument.
Walter Block.
This is why I don't do labels. Like stuff like this exactly is because someone else can say, "Oh, I'm a libertarian," and that's the reason I can get
the word libertarian is so destroyed over the last 5 years.
No, you can do that, but the thing is, you're going to fall into a label whether or not you choose to. For instance, the term atheist simply means to not be actively believing in God. So an agnostic is an atheist. They don't like to categorize themselves, which I can understand, but labels exist because concepts are easier to deal with in the human mind because we have limitations upon it. And as far as communication is concerned, conceptual formation is integral in our understanding of what another person's thinking and how to share our information. Because every single time we are communicating, we are using essentially a new form of telepathy to be able to communicate ideas to another individual. The problem occurs whenever you're switching up the conceptual formalization, because concepts are simply ways to be able to explain the entities that they make up. Like, you say a tree, you don't say all the atoms that make it up and all the air and everything else. You simply say a tree, or you say a forest because there's a refined definition. What occurs is that within manipulation, you are changing around the grammar in order to confuse the person by using specific words that they knew before in order to interject new ideas without them knowing about it. Nonviolent communication, neuro-linguistic programming, all these other kind of tactics can do that, but so can almost anything else.
But I've met very few people who are using it that way. And it works because we talked about this last night, me and 2 other guys, and we all agreed, like, we never tried anything that would be an NVC technique with somebody who wasn't familiar with it, you know? So it's kind of like people have the ideas about it, which we tried to do on my show, have to be spread so more people can kind of know, okay, this is the process that we're going through. But that's that. It's a massively complicated feud that could take up the rest of the show, and I know we've got other topics.
But I think it is interesting though, and this is something that comes from kind of the conspiracy theorist field, especially when it comes to Jan, is whenever you see any kind of connection, like, oh, well, this person started this movement, therefore the entire movement's bad. That causes shit everywhere. Because any kind of movement or political ideology or anything is going to have something tainting it. And if you're able to use that argument from authority, then you're going to make everything bad. You know, it's the founders of a lot of the starters of libertarianism. I mean, Murray Rothbard had his own issues. Ludwig von Mises had his own issues. There was going to be problems in there. God knows there's a white supremacist who was also a libertarian at some juncture. Communists were atheists. You can always use that argument that at some point it was tainted at somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that everyone who believes in that or acknowledges those facts is therefore exactly like that other person. And it's a population argument. It's a very collectivistic argument.
It's an argument that the layman makes all the time, and
They're very collectivistic in their thinking.
yeah.
And God knows it happens with libertarianism. And, you know, if you start bringing up certain objectivist ideas, you know, whether that is Aristotelian logic, which, you know, Ayn Rand kind of was able to push forward. If you bring up some of these different ideas, the importance of self-interest and understanding that, the first thing a lot of people think is, oh, well, Ayn Rand was a crazy cunt. Or I once met an objectivist and he was an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, it's every objectivist is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually true.
It's true. It's a stereotype.
Well, no, but you know, specific ideologies can push themselves towards a specific type of population. You know, objectivism certainly can, because if you view self-interest and narcissism as being one and the same, then it's going to be drawn to you. You're going to enjoy that kind of thing. If you're a sociopath but don't think that you can actually get political power, you see anarcho-capitalism and go, oh, well, I can be the biggest dick I want, and no one's going to punch me in the face over it, then that's totally fine. If anyone censors me, they're being like the government, then that's going to be drawn to that kind of an issue. Just because I'm a anarcho-capitalist doesn't mean that I'm Stefan Molyneux or Adam Kokesh or someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in anarcho-capitalism, but at the same time, I'm not going to like piss people off. I'm not going to like, you know.
Well, we're all going to piss people off at some point.
It's just whether go out of my way to do.
Yeah,
so.
it's whether or not it's whether or not it's an issue of a lack of logic in their part, or if you are actually committing some kind of unethical action or unvirtuous lack of integrity kind of action. You don't have to actually use violence against them, but if you call their mom and say your son's a cunt, then they shouldn't like you. You know, there's kind of different levels on these ends. Yeah. Whenever you're talking about ideas and principles, though, that's where that real discussion occurs.
Just because you follow the nap doesn't mean you have the full pass to be a fucking asshole. You know?
No, absolutely not. Yeah. But that does lead to, and I think, you know, you guys have probably had this conversation, that whenever you're just relying on the non-aggression principle, that can lead itself to harboring dickheads, because they go, well, at least I'm not breaking the nap, I'm not breaking any of the rules. And so libertarians become weirdly tolerant.
It's very true. All right. More tolerance when we come back.
Weird tolerance.
The Rebel Love Show.
The
is
fact
some
that I
of the-
started with by saying there's a lot of dick pics on me on Facebook.
I thought you were going to talk about anything serious on this show. Just everything.
I don't know, man.
You went,
Not
as soon as
exactly
I said that, you went straight to that. You went from dick pics on Facebook to serious nap.
No, you brought up the
conversation.
Gnostic media stuff. That shit's important.
So what do we want to do in the last segment?
I want to talk about the softer side of Carlos Morales.
Sure.
Brett, you got a question from the chat room. Somebody's asking, should I become a high school teacher at a private liberal school? Why or why not?
What kind of private?
Oh wait, it's our commercial.
Podcast. But when I do,
Without Carlos Morales in it.
Put me on there,
baritone
motherfucker.
voice of Rob Mathias
Well,
just
the other
doesn't
thing
work.
is, I
And find
chose
that Shire
the
Dude
song.
Oh, so charming.
You already
so
have
if you're like me
music
and want to
under
keep the
your
finger on the pulse of the Free State Project,
Who is
without
this?
Actually moving the
This
New
is
Hampshire,
Corey Moore,
or
but this when he
spending
was doing a
16
show in
hours a day
LRN,
Facebook
doesn't
posts.
anymore.
Check out the Rebel Love Show at
At the time, he was doing it.
And I'll do
That's
something.
Rebel Love Show.
He's got a good voice.
I love my magic.
We need you guys to do some green activism for us before you leave, or at another day.
What is this?
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build up the green screen like taller so people can actually stand in front of it, and then we'll be able to have a lot more fun with it. We could do like video advertisements for things.
Please go to
It'd be
mymagicmud.com
cool.
and buy
It'd
a
be
jar.
cool.
There's 150
Okay.
applications for $25.
Some
you can use Bitcoin.
It's about time
stuff
someone
to
photoshopped a
finish.
dick on me, cock in my mouth. So I think the screen screen make that happen. We're not live right now, are we?
On YouTube.
We're live on YouTube.
And this will go out
That's
as a
fine.
podcast as well.
Okay, that's cool. I give a fuck.
All right. So we'll hit that up.
It's a department store at your fingertips. Shop.lrn.fm. Get all your shopping done.
No,
we still gotta bring up.
I'm
we
gonna go
still
work
gotta
at a
bring
private
up.
school in like 2 years. So
We still got to bring up
necessarily
your finding a School Sucks fan
Yeah.
in the wild.
We can tell that story.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's what I was gonna do last segment.
We'll do this. How's that sound?
And then the new show.
I'll stop talking.
You'll stop talking.
I
Just don't talk about serious stuff.
I
Just
monopolize conversations.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't just go with
I do think.
What you don't think
do
that was
serious.
interesting?
At
No,
the
it
risk-
was. Absolutely
At
was.
the risk of still going with this, I do think you kind of proved my point in the avoiding labels thing, because then you guys started talking about people who take on the anarcho-capitalist label and they're dicks. And
I didn't say all narco. I said objectivists. Most
Yeah.
of them are dicks.
yeah,
That's very true.
I'm Walter Block.
What would be wrong if I ate my baby? Why would that be wrong? I'm Walter Block. You know, sometimes I'm hungry and I've got a baby. Now it's my baby, so why wouldn't I eat it? You know, I'm Walter
Defending the
Block.
undefendable three.
This is sometimes people say, "Oh, Walter, you shouldn't
I'll put
say
the silly
things
hat
like
on.
that." I've got.
Thank you, Carlos.
This should be a comic book. No, it should be some kind of animated show. We need an animator. It's Jeffrey Tucker, evil Jeffrey Tucker, regular Jeff Berwick, regular Walter Block, and like slightly altered Stefan Molyneux.
if we had
And they're like
Oh.
superheroes.
yeah. Ooh, you know what we could do?
Post-cancer Stefan Molyneux is
We
crazy
could do like old school animators used to do, and just have a picture of the person and do the mouth moving over the still frame picture. Have you ever seen that?
Very Conan O'Brien.
What's another
of you.
Walter Block issue that we can talk about?
Another
Oh, we got enough
Walter
things we're
Block
talking
issue.
about already.
No. I just mean right now. Like, what's another thing Walter Block could stand for?
Oh,
I have no idea.
um,
I didn't really follow him all that much.
I hope that's not a picture of me. You're way too close.
No. I was actually just checking selfie right now, seeing what I actually look like. This is ridiculous.
How about flashing people?
I love.
Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
LRN.FM.
So Carlos, you now have the hat back on, and it just makes me want to talk about your softer side.
Okay.
All right. You've been playing music a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good musician.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been playing guitar for about 20 years now, which is crazy to think about.
We were just watching your video actually, like before you guys got here.
Outside A&E.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Okay, I'm glad you guys watched that. Yeah, I put up some performances on there. Yeah, I've been playing guitar since I was about 7 years old, and a lot of it was honestly just like me with a looper pedal or anything else, because there wasn't a lot of people that I knew to play guitar with. So especially in high school, I actually played with some heavy metal bands. So that got me into playing really, really quickly and shredding and everything else. I played for some punk bands. I kind of added that in. It's been fun. I mean, it is. I don't understand what people do when they don't have that kind of artistic kind of thing to have. Because there's this weird feeling in your brain that you get whenever you're on like a real tinge when you're playing guitar that I get from nothing else. Like it's I can't even explain the ecstasy that you feel on your brain when you get that perfect note in between a rhythm that you're setting up, and it's just beautiful. It's wonderful.
So I can never get into being a musician. I don't have the skills for it. I appreciate any musician that does, but I can never.
And skills are
memorize.
required.
Yeah,
skills are pretty required there. And it's
no, skills are acquired.
Yeah.
So
to a point,
if you feel like you don't have the,
still have to be somewhat natural with it.
Possibly. I mean, I started to play and I developed bad techniques. So if I want to start playing again, I have to start from scratch. I have to forget pretty much everything that I learned. And I think that's possible.
It's interesting though. People, and I'm gonna get double checked for this because I already fucked up. What was the name? It wasn't Michael Brown. It was
Eric Garner.
Eric Garner. I messed that up, so I apologize. I built that. Individuals who learn a musical instrument before the age of 9 use a different part of their brain than people who learn afterwards. Afterwards, you use the same part of your brain that handles vocals, like talking, and another part of your brain is used before that, which is why I can shred a guitar, play really quickly, and have a full conversation with you at the same time.
What part of the brain do you think pushes an individual to wear a fedora?
The balding part and the double chin part, generally.
Speaking of fedoras, actually, I wanted to tell a story before we ended the show. It's coming
I'm excited.
up. I ran into Tim, the guy who called in when we were on with you guys on School Sucks.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
In Keene,
at
In
work,
Manch.
at my job. I was there, and he shows up, and he's wearing a fedora and all black, and I'm like, that's an ANCAP if I ever saw one. And then he says to my coworker, man, you ever see someone who just looks like exactly like someone else? He's like, that guy right there looks exactly like Shire Dude. And my coworker says, well, that is Shire Dude, because I am actually Shire Dude at work too.
He's come out the dude closet.
Yeah, I wasn't in there for very long. And and then we ended up hanging out for like the rest of the day. Before he left, he flew home.
Oh,
And,
that's right. I think he moved back to Arizona.
Yeah. And
that's right. He was here, and we never got to see him.
He was kind of blowing through town though. Like he was in Keene, and then he just came to Manchester to go to the airport. And
Yeah.
we just ran into each other like randomly. That was totally unplanned.
That's God.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have liked to see. He's a good guy. I would have liked to see him before he left.
How could you let your fan down? I mean,
He's a good. He's been a great fan too. But I know him. He's a good guy.
Brett has more fans though than he can deal with.
really?
Yeah, no, Brett.
You don't like dealing with them?
Brett has a legitimate fan base,
That's
and
true.
he's an introvert.
No, I'm not an introvert.
Well, you don't go out a lot.
No, I don't. But that doesn't make me an introvert. When I
That's-
go
that's
out,
true.
if I go out, I'm sociable.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I walk into a room full of people, I usually
dick out.
I look around and I say I should be in charge of this room.
Yes.
You know, like
Interesting.
that's what I would say. I'm an extrovert.
Okay.
I would only I would only take charge of a situation if no one else was doing it.
No, I don't mean like. I just mean like I should be kind of running this room.
Yeah.
Like I should just be leading the conversation, making sure everyone's happy. You know, I feel, you know, like
Do you get energized from those social situations?
I do. You know, like when there's been times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to this thing. I don't want to go anywhere, and then I go and I rule.
Well, why don't you go out as much then?
Because it's just not good for me. There's just because honestly, like it's been a challenge for me to live a clean lifestyle, and most of what goes on around here is way too libertine for me.
That's very true.
You are in Manch Vegas. Yeah.
There's
So I have to kind of just measure how much exposure I can have, and I'm getting pretty good at it. You know, like how often is it okay to be around drinking and drugs? And there was a time when I wasn't very good at it. Like I did it too much and didn't really work out. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could do more things socially, but I just you know, most people around here are living different lifestyles than the one I'm trying to live. And it doesn't mean that I don't, you know, say, hey, you know, good for you if that works for you. I certainly don't resent anyone for it. I think I sounded like a little resentful about the Pork Fest thing because, you know, I mean, I don't know.
I hear you. It's tough being the only sober guy in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the drunk people are terrible to hang out with.
Oh, they're the
worst.
worst. Oh, they suck. They're so fucking stupid.
They're retarded.
Jesus Christ.
You got to be drunk to hang out with drunk people.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
You got to be high to hang out with high people, unless they're good at being high.
Yeah.
Whenever they don't think they're like, and the worst is whenever you're drunk and high, so you're enlightened and you're sure about it. So it's like, oh man, the universe, it's exactly like how I explained it. It's that weird mixture thing. It doesn't work that well whenever you're high and drunk.
Now, when I get high, I just get very silly, like a silly little boy.
Really now?
Like giggle, like the kind of like parody of a person who's high for the first time.
I'm jealous.
That's what it's like every time.
Do you start doing Walter Block impressions?
I do. I say, I'm Walter Block. You know, I like to show people my dick. It's my dick.
In the chat room,
Sounds very Bill
someone
Cosby
wants you
esque.
to defend sexually harassing your secretary.
She's my secretary. I'm Walter Block. You know, I hired her. I told her, I said, look, I'm gonna eat babies in front of you, and you're gonna see my dick. I'm gonna wave my dick around. It's a beautiful dick. It's circumcised, you know. So and I want you to cook a baby for me. I got a microwave in the staff kitchen. Here's a newborn. He's mine. I'm his father. I want you to put him in the microwave for 25 minutes while I wave my dick around. I'm Walter Block.
Excellent.
Word for word. exactly what Walter Block told
He
us.
did. He said
Did he
that,
really say-
and I was
did he
like, "Oh
really
my
say
god!"
that?
He said that word. I remember the quote. It was like when Stefan Molyneux said that, Eric Gardner thing. I was like, God, I memorized that Walter Block. I was like, that was weird how he said, I'm gonna put a baby in the microwave for 25 minutes while I
minutes is
wave my dick around.
That's like an excessive amount of time.
Quote, I'm gonna put a baby in the microwave for 25 minutes while I wave my dick around.
Well,
unquote.
Otherwise, that's just time lost.
What a
right?
weird thing to say.
If you're not waving your dick around while the baby's in the microwave, that's just what else could you possibly be doing?
You're gonna wave your dick around after you eat a baby?
So is that how long it cooks to get a medium rare baby? It's 25 minutes in the microwave.
I think maybe a little more well done than that. 25
Yeah,
minutes.
that
That's
seems like a long
15
time.
or 10.
You'd have to
would be
tell me
fair.
the wattage of your microwave.
Defending the undefendable part 2. I can cook my baby.
Yeah, I can see why you don't want to put this on any of your pages. I can understand why you don't want to say you're on this show.
But there's stuff like this. There's stuff worse. Oh my God. There's stuff that is so bad in our bonus content section. So much worse than anything else that anyone has ever done.
Is it more like boner content?
No, he's not very shy about the N-word.
No.
Oh, wow.
Well, I think the N-word is celebratory. And I wish it was like, it's such this divisive word and it doesn't need to, and then like, yeah, that's a nice thing for you to say. You upper middle class white guy from New Hampshire.
You're not upper middle class.
Raised,
I live with you.
raised upper middle class. But I wouldn't, if somebody like called me like an offensive word for a white person, I'd be like, dude, fucking hilarious. That's funny. So I just wish, and all I can do is I can't say it should be okay to say this. All I can say is like, I wish it would be okay to say this. And I get excited sometimes and I just say it to myself.
In the mirror?
Yeah, like a lot of rap songs start out and they just say it. And
do you sing along with rap songs in your car, but when someone pulls over, you like raise the window up a little bit?
I start shouting. I just look at him like
nigga.
Bet you wish you were in this car.
I purposefully go out when I'm doing karaoke and look for the songs with nigga in them, so I can actually say that, like at the top of my lungs in a microphone in a crowded bar. So it's liberating. It's wonderful.
What's a song you've done it with?
Childish Gambino's song Bonfire. I used to do religiously. I do that all the time at this one bar.
He's amazing at
back in
karaoke.
California.
There's a video of Carlos and I doing Straight Outta Compton, but I'm singing it kind of like a folk, like a pop song.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
We got to see
Speaking
that.
of, where can people find you with all your bonus X-rated content?
SchoolSucksProject.com. Subscribe on YouTube. School Sucks Podcast is our username.
And Carlos,
make sure you join the AV Club on that. My website is libertarian-atheist.com. You can also find CPS victim support. My book is Legally Kidnapped: The Case Against Child
Shire
Protective Services.
ShireDude.com
and RebelLoveShow.com.
Bam!
Here's a breaking medical.
Great. Can we? Are we all muted?
No, we're not.
If you or a loved one has taken Actos,
Great.
and developed
Can we
bladder cancer, or if a
disconnect
loved
and
one has
can we do a
died
little bit of after show?
after taking Actos,
Sure.
Are you guys down?
entitled to significant financial compensation.
I'm not going to bed anytime soon. What are you doing?
I'm kind of tired, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I'll do a half hour. I am hungry.
We should.
There's
we should
leftover
just
pizza.
eat on the after show.
Really,
Just
yeah,
stuff our
really
faces.
Part of his cheat totaling. No pizza.
No booze, no acid, no pizza.
Damn.
I'm not a big fan of pizza. People think that's really weird, but
He hates cheese. He can't stand it. Anything
So
that
I
has
didn't eat
cheese in
cheese
it.
for 6 years until I moved here. And I didn't eat wheat either. And then
Yeah.
I had pizza here, and I was like, "You guys know how to cook fucking pizza."
What? No. What? You think this is good pizza here?
Well,
I've
he-
been in New York. I've
he-
been to Chicago. I understand. I still think Alley Cats is actually really good pizza.
Wow. No, Alley Cat sucks.
I actually like Alley Cats.
I don't like.
I like
Alley Cats
Skinny's
at all.
more.
Skinny's is okay.
Yeah, they
It's
actually,
okay.
They do some pretty good job in the dough, and some of their specialty pizzas are actually pretty legit. You're insane. That's all I have to say about that.
Papa
You are
Gino's
a
is good.
Fucking.
I haven't
crazy
had
person.
Papa Gino's yet.
Have you been to
Oh,
Papa
see,
Gino's?
that's the disagreement we have then. No, to be fair, they're pan pizza. If I'm high, it's like fucking deep fried. They said vegetable on that pitch. The pan pizza
No.
is like deep fried crust.
Where?
Pizza Hut. Essentially, it's deep fried crust. What they do, they actually oil the pan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then
not.
if you
That's not the same thing. I'm talking about like a stuffed pizza.
Oh no, not stuffed. That's gross.
That's
no,
amazing.
pan pizza is a thick
Uno.
one, and then you do supreme pizza with that.
Chicago.
You
Uno's
fucking stoned.
Chicago style pizzeria.
Fucking good.
They're everywhere. They're in Massachusetts. You could be at one.
I know they're in Massachusetts. I had my birthday at Uno's.
Pizzeria Uno.
Pizzeria Uno. I've never even heard of that.
Are we doing an after show? Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
Getting tired.
I'm tired.
We're talking about pizza a little bit.
I think I'm gonna go home and eat some tuna.
I'm operating on 2 hours of sleep, so I'm tired. To be perfectly honest.
All right, wait. You gonna go to the queue?
Was tonight?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I'm down if you're down.
I'm down.
Yeah, we
Let's do
gotta
that.
we gotta find a sponsor though.
I'm a sponsor.
You
I'm a member.
Oh, great! Can you sponsor me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Well, that was a sudden change.
What do you mean?
Tired, so let's go to the queue.
No. I'm too tired to like be interesting on a podcast right now.
I hear you.
I want to eat some food and drink
some alcohol,
and
yeah.
smoke some cigarettes.
Great. I'm totally down to go.
I want to do.
All right.
So, what do you want to do? You want to go get your car?
You want to get my car?
You want to come with us?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll come with you guys.
I'm saying.
Okay,
your
bye,
kids.
I
internet.
have to make room for you in my car, but we can do it.
It's been a blast.
Peace.
What are y'all up to?
We're going to bed.
Have fun.
Oh, we will.
I know you will.
Oh, we need a picture for the fucking
Oh
YouTube.
yeah. Amy can take
Yeah,
it.
Amy's taking it. Yeah.
Picture what?
They take a picture after every show.
Yeah.
Oh,
for the
okay.
thumbnail.
Let me check my shit. I'm good.
You should put on the unicorn.
Nah, I have limits. People actually see this one. Unicorn one, 5 people see it.
Yeah, gonna wear the unicorn.